Hello, everybody, and welcome to Quotable, another fine episode. This is Dutch, and me and my man Morgan today are going to be...
That's me.
We're going to be breaking down the 2005 classic Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Wedding Crashers.
This is a good one. Stay tuned. Oh, God, such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Sack lunch.
I can't believe we're already done with this episode. That went fast. It's a gigantic blur.
No, this is a great movie.
I love the entire opening sequence because it just jumps right into like a marriage counseling or a divorce counseling kind of session. Yeah,
and you got John and Jeremy. John Beckwith, who's played by Owen Wilson, and Jeremy Ryan, I think, or Gray. Jeremy Gray, played by Vince Vaughn, and they are mediators. And you have Rebecca De Mornay and Dwight Yoakam getting divorced, and it's just nothing but this huge argument between them.
And if you don't have the captions on, you can't hear everything that's being said. But with the captions on, it's pretty great because you hear him. He's questioning, like, do you even know where the children are right now?
It's like they're probably at the firehouse in the arms of firemen right now. She's, oh, don't you talk about my mothering.
He's like, do you even know where Timothy is right now?
And it's funny because I've never noticed that before.
Neither did I.
Watching it with the captions on was so hysterical.
I mean, we watch it for a couple reasons, mostly because we're old and we can't hear for shit.
Yeah.
But it does help for situations like this where the audio is not really distinguishable.
Right.
You know, not that the captions are spot on accurate all the time, but, you know, you might catch some things that you didn't notice before.
Yeah.
And I do like it for that reason.
I love it for that reason. But, I mean, the little things in this argument, it's funny because, you know, me, myself being married, you've had arguments like this with your wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. That's what makes it so funny because, you know, they touch on like the little things where it's like, well, you don't even know where the kids are. I was like, I don't have custody, so I don't know where the kids are. They're probably at some firehouse because you dropped them off.
Yeah. All your dirty laundry is being aired out right now.
Yeah, in front of, you know, two attorneys and then two complete strangers that are just like, hey, we just want to get this done.
We just want to settle this thing right now.
And I love the soon-to-be ex-husband just finally, like, at the end of it, you can't think of anything else. So he's just like, you know what? Why don't you just kiss my left nut? It's like, what?
And then she pulls out her bottle of meds, probably Xanax or some shit.
Yeah, that's right.
And Dwight, go comatose for me, baby.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I love that line. We both use that.
Yep. I use that one quite often.
It's such a good line.
It is.
But yeah, they're just trying to settle this thing as quickly and as, you know, with as little pain as possible.
Yeah, and then one of the attorneys, I think her attorney's like, I told you this was a big mistake. Shouldn't have done this. Like, and then, you know, the mediators have to step in. They're like, no, what do you like? A mistake would be
dragging this thing out for another year,
like we're doing with this podcast,
wasting all this time, all this money.
People have better things to do. So. And then, I like, you know, John, he chimes in and he was like, you know, it doesn't seem like it, but, you know,
we are making progress.
It's like, you know, we got the car situation figured out. Now move on to frequent flyer miles. And then she immediately
I want
said,
those miles.
I want those miles. And then he was like, no, I earned those miles. She's like, yeah, flying to Denver to meet your whore.
Well, if you're saying that she's not afraid to express herself sexually, then yes.
She's a stripper, for God's sakes.
She's not a whore. Her name is Chastity.
It's way too funny. But then they, you know, John and Jeremy chime in with, you know, hey, there were good times, right?
There had to be good times.
Yeah, of course there were good times. Obviously, you got married.
How was the wedding?
Yeah, it was like, oh, the wedding, it was good. Oh, really? What'd you serve?
Like, what was the food?
Yeah, it's like crab cakes. And
How do you not have a good time having crab cakes? I love crab cakes.
Did you have a band? Yeah.
Was it a good band?
Who gives a shit? He was like, it's a band. There's music in the air.
It's a good band. It's a bad band. It's like pizza. It doesn't matter. It's good no matter what.
Yep. Oh, so great. So
and then Dwight Yoakam, he's like, she can have the miles.
Yeah. And then it's funny because first Rebecca De Mornay says, give him the miles. And he's like, no, sweetie, you take the miles. But then their only stipulation is if John and Jeremy just shut up.
Yeah.
Just don't talk anymore.
Yes. Because they're back and forth. It's on and on and on. But it's so good. I mean, it's mostly Vince Vaughn. He's good at that whole.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a Vince Vaughn movie, you know that he can go off on a tangent. And he does a few different times in this movie.
He does.
We
can't do it justice.
No.
I mean, tip of the hat to you, man.
I know.
Because Vince is really good at doing this, just awkwardly over-explaining.
And I think that even when it comes to that, I'm wondering if a lot of his stuff is just like ad-lib.
I have a good feeling that it is.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be because no sensible person could write out a tangent like he goes on.
I feel like on the script, it probably just says, go off on a tangent about awkwardly going on a date or something,
Yeah, because here in a second it shows him back in the office and his assistant, Janice, is bringing him a sleeping bag so he can spend the night with John for his birthday. That he does every year.
I think
he's done it every year for 16 years. And she was like, well, that's not creepy.
I like how the fact he's like, is it goose down?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it your sleeping bag? Like, where the hell did this thing come from? But
why wouldn't you have a sleeping bag already? I mean, if you spend the night at your friend's house every year for 16 years.
You think he would own one and bring it to the office with him.
Right. But I guess she had to run out and buy it.
Maybe he forgot
Dick's Sporting Goods or something.
It's very possible. You're not going to get a goose down sleeping bag from Walmart. I'll tell you that much.
No, you are not, sir.
But he has to explain the fact that, I guess I made a promise to a young child who lost his parents tragically in a car accident that 1 week before his birthday that he would never have to spend his birthday alone again. So, I guess that falls into the category of creepy.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
You're such a sweet guy.
Yeah, I have the perfect girl for you.
God, I hate when people do that. Don't set people up with your friends. It's weird. If they meet at a social gathering, that's one thing because it happens organically, but don't force people into an awkward, intimate situation.
Yeah. And then that's his tangent.
That's really his tangent.
Yeah, it just goes off on, well, I don't want to deter you, but this whole thing, and I mean, even if I tried to attempt the tangent,
we have bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
You're out on a date and then you're wondering, do I have food on my face?
Am I talking too much? Is she not talking enough? Is she interested? Am I interested? Now I'm not interested because she's not saying anything, and then maybe she's interested.
Because I can't tell if she's interested, so now I'm starting to get interested.
Yeah, and then when you go for the first kiss, I mean, is it just right there?
Do you wait till you
wait
go
till the door? You do the ass out hug, where you hug and your ass sticks out.
But you don't want to touch each other too much, and then you play the game of just the tip.
Yeah, or are we going to get hopped up to make some bad decisions
just to see how it feels?
Or is it going to be ouch, you're on my hair? But Janice's face during this whole tangent is like, what? What the hell are you talking about? I'm just trying to introduce you to someone and maybe you could meet.
I give her credit. She does stick around for it.
She does. But I do like as she's walking away, he was like, yeah, just put that over there where he can't see it. And he's like, oh, and Janice, good talk.
Wink, wink. And then he calls John into his office because he's
like,
got something that he's got to
talk I need you in my office right away. It's important. So he comes in. He's got that little cup of water, which I love this scene because
it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they own the business together.
Right.
But what's real funny is it's like, obviously, if he has to talk to him about something important, John would already know what it is.
You would think.
Yeah. So as he comes in, he's like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, we got 3 really, really big weeks ahead of us. It's It's wedding season, baby.
Ah, you sandbagging son of a bitch.
But I like it because he just like throws the water on the ground, so water goes everywhere. And I would just be like, really? In my office? Come on, man. We're not savages.
I just had this thing carpeted.
Yeah. It's like, look, I got us down for 17 of them already. It's like, well, how many are cash bars? Hey, I like where your head's at. 2 of them actually are.
But I've got us covered. Purple hearts.
We won't have to pay for a drink all night.
Oh God, that's so good. And then he's got that whole, hey, what's your favorite season? Christmas or wedding season?
I like how he raises his hand. He's like, yes, Mr. Gray. Wedding season. Yeah, bingo.
He gets so excited. He has to pump both of his fists. Oh my God.
Oh man, that's a great opening.
And it sets it up for the entire montage of all these weddings that they go to,
which is kind of weird because it looks like they're right at the end of the day in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see, John, and he was like, well, I'm going to go get my suit. Hey, who are we this time? And then it goes into this huge montage of them just starting to crash weddings.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't have to go through the whole, explaining what happens during each wedding, but there are a few like key scenes that I like during this whole thing. Like, first of all, there's one part where where Jeremy, he's like showing John how to eat cake.
Yeah,
like you have to make sure you get the frosting in the middle and on both sides at the same time. And he's sitting there eating the cake off of John's plate.
Yeah,
he's like, "We'll get you another piece."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll just show you how to do this, and then I'll go get another piece." But I mean, and you even pointed it out. You're like, if you're crashing a wedding, wouldn't you want to have like a very low profile?
You don't want to stand out at all.
But that's all they do is stand out. Like they're the life of the party. Like the wedding probably wouldn't be that good if they weren't there.
Their agenda is to sleep with as many girls during these weddings as possible. So they do want to make a name for themselves. Like they want to stand out in a good way.
Right.
Even though they do have their list of rules, which is funny. It's not the same as in Zombieland.
Hey, you attract attention to yourself, but in a positive way.
Right.
On your terms.
On your terms, exactly. But there are some funny scenes where it shows them sitting in the pews during the wedding ceremony, but then they're choosing which one they want to go after.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got Jeremy, he sees one girl in a hat.
Yeah. Well, that's at the Cleary wedding.
Was that at the Cleary wedding?
Yeah. Because that's when he was like, oh, the girl in the hat back there. And he was like, no, don't go for girls in hats.
They tend to be very proper.
He's like, oh, yeah, well, the proper girl with a hat I fucked the shit out of me. And that's when the people turn around and he was like, sorry. Like, say it a little louder. I don't think the priest heard you. It's like, oh, okay, what? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't care. I'm a coxman.
They turn around again.
Yeah, and he's like, Tourette's.
Yeah, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. But I do like, because he does see that one girl and he's like, tattoo on the lower back.
Might as well be a target.
Yeah, might as well be a bullseye.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But they meet all these tons of women, and John kind of comes off as this hopeless romantic. Like, it doesn't really matter exactly what he's doing, but when he meets the girls and stuff, it's like, there are parts where he's just like, we lost so many good men out there. And she was like, really? With the French Foreign Legion? He's like, yeah, but I don't want to talk about it. And then you just see Jeremy and he was like, yeah, we lost so many good men out there. And she's like, climbing Mount Everest? He's like, yeah, but I don't like to talk about it. And then
they have a routine.
Yeah,
and
then it shows John again and he was like, I just lost so many good men out there. And she was like, playing with the Yankees? And he was like, well, yeah, because you got trades and unruly fans and I still want to talk about it. And then, but I do like it. I think there's one part where he's like, now here's some poetry, courtesy of Sarah McLachlan. It's like, what? Come on, man. Like, at least throw some Natalie Imbruglia in there or something.
So they have a 3-week period where they attend 17 weddings.
Right.
And it's very possible with the craziness, the excitement of the wedding, all the drinks flowing and everything, how it could just be one gigantic blur from one to the next, which could lead to complications where You don't remember people's names.
Where women just want to throw their inhibitions to the wind, and you just throw that net out there and catch a beautiful butterfly.
So they do have a very successful 3 weeks.
Yes, until the very end when John is making out with this girl, and I mean, it's like, I even pointed out because it's like, why would you break that?
Why would you
stop?
mean,
just be like, hey, you know, and he's like, he's like, wait, hang on. I was like,
Sarah,
I feel like I barely know you, and then she's like, yeah, because you obviously don't know me.
She's like, it's Vivian.
He's like,
so would you say you're completely full of shit or just 50%?
Oh, I'm just hoping 50%, but who knows? And then, I mean, she does what any logical girl would do. She gets up and leaves, and you just see him like, oh God, well, fine, whatever.
So then it cuts to the scene, them sitting on the steps of, I think it's like the Lincoln Memorial or something.
Yeah.
Because they live in D.C.
I bet that blonde was a real shot of life, huh?
You mean Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
So they're kind of reminiscing on the week that they've had, but you can tell Owen Wilson's kind of second guessing.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't want to say that we're being irresponsible.
No, he says
I don't want to be sleazy.
Sleazy, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, because that's not the right word. He's like,
but maybe a little
irresponsible. You know, maybe.
He's like, we're just, a couple of kids, just,
Yeah, he's like, one day we'll look back at this and just have a big laugh and be like, we were just a couple of young kids running around having fun.
We're not that young.
I like, because they're drinking the champagne on the steps, like watching the sunrise, and then you just see Jeremy like reach over and like ask for the bottle, like, dude, you're really killing the mood here.
I can change the record, man.
Sucker.
But you think that this is it? Like, season's over.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going on. But then you find out there's one more wedding.
Yes, the Cleary wedding.
This is a big one.
Yep. And what's funny is John is just kind of like, I thought the season was over. He was like, my feet hurt. My voice is hoarse.
A sore throat for a month and a half.
But it's just so funny because it's just like, it comes off as like such a woman at the very, he's like, no, my feet hurt. Like, I thought we were done.
But, I can totally relate to this.
It's like, come on.
Going to one wedding is exhausting. I cannot imagine going to 17 in the same year.
No, especially 3 weeks. I mean, because if you have 17 weddings in 3 weeks, that's almost a wedding a day.
That's a lot of recovery time.
Yes.
With no recovery time.
I mean, that would be like going to a wedding in the morning and a wedding in the afternoon, because I highly doubt that, people are having weddings on like a Tuesday night.
I tell you what I would have to do. I'd have to drink club soda and tell people it was like gin and tonics or something.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh, yeah, no. They're like, I just need orange juice.
That's it. Yes,
like, you want vodka to go with it? And be like, no, not at all. But really, yeah. So when someone asks me, like, what are you drinking?
Screwdriver. All day.
Yep.
All day, baby.
Nope, I'm just replenishing
bodily
necessary vitamins.
Yeah, man. That's gotta. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to attempt that.
Nope, not even a little.
I mean, I've had times where I've had multiple weddings in a year. Fortunately, I wasn't in all of these weddings.
Yeah, but I don't even like going to a wedding.
Why
I don't like being a guest in the church, because I mean, normally if I'm at a wedding, it's because I was dragged there by someone else, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to be here.
You're the date.
Like, I don't know these people.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know them, but I know them through association.
Oh man,
and it's just like, I don't know the bride's name. I don't know the groom's name.
Dude,
and nor do I care, because I'm probably never going to see these people again.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big deal. No, I'm joking. No, I actually had to sing at somebody's wedding before.
Really?
I didn't know them.
Oh, yeah. That would not have boded well for me, sir. I can't sing.
A girl that I used to work with at Walgreens. I think it was her cousin. Like, her cousin was getting married, and they had picked a song out that they wanted to be sing during the ceremony, not the reception. Which
let me guess,
it wasn't a song that you would know.
Damn it! I was gonna guess "Fat Bottom Girls" by Queen.
So close, so many similarities. It's a good guess.
That's what I would have wanted at my wedding.
To be honest, I don't remember the name of the song. because I had never heard it. I had to memorize it for this wedding, and I was so nervous that I was going to forget the words.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't karaoke. Like, I didn't have the teleprompter.
Write it down on your hand.
I would have sweated it off. I was so nervous. But we pulled it off, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I've been to my share of weddings, and it's just, it is a lot.
Yeah.
It's like sensory overload.
It is. It is. And I mean, but that's neither here nor there.
Yep. But
these guys rather enjoy going to weddings, I assume. I mean, it's nice to go to a reception and get like a ton of free food, free drinks and shit like that. But
they have their kind of set, who are we going to be in this one?
Right.
And they kind of base it on, is it an Irish wedding? Is it an Italian wedding? Is it a Jewish wedding? So they'll play their roles accordingly to see if they can, work their way into that family tree somehow.
Yeah.
And make it believable.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you guys? Uncle Ned's kids. I mean, that's not going to fly in every situation. There's not always going to be an Uncle Ned.
Yeah. And that is impressive legwork.
It really is.
That they do, because that is, God, like top notch, top of the line kind of dealings.
Are they PIs on the side?
Yeah, because that is, one of those things where it's like, you have to know these people.
You really do.
Like, wow, Uncle Ned's kids.
They're really
Aunt
good
Liz's,
at faking it.
Aunt Liz's brother. Yeah, and then I like that because he was like, oh, how do you know the family? And it was like, we're Uncle Ned's kids. And he's like,
well, how's everybody doing?
It's funny because he's like, Ned, is that Liz's brother? He's like, yeah, Uncle Ned, brother of Aunt Liz. It's just the way he says it. It's just like, what? Yes. You don't have to say Uncle Ned, the brother to Aunt Liz. Just be like, yeah, Ned and Liz, they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad just putters around the house mainly. It's like, Liz says that she's sorry she can't be here.
She sends her regards.
Yeah.
She sends her best. Of
course she's not here. She's dead. She's been dead for a while. And
then Jeremy has to chime in because he sees this thing derailing real quick.
Real fast.
From
the grave. Yeah, she sends her best from the grave. We become very really spiritual.
Good cover up.
Yeah.
You're fucking this up, John.
Yeah. And then he was like, and he was like, God, rule number 4 is like, you got to know. Like,
know the family tree.
Yeah, and he was like, at least make
don't
sure
commit
someone
to a family
has a pulse.
member until you know that they have a pulse.
Yeah, and he was like, oh yeah, rule number 15, give me an up-to-date family tree. He was like, Jesus Christ, it's like fucking amateur hour.
This is your fault. But it's funny.
So that's when
from
they
our
say,
family.
Yeah.
Well, I like what Jeremy reaches out and touches the dude on the face.
Yeah, from our family to yours.
Well, no, that's the other scene in the other previous wedding. From our family to yours, Mazel Tov.
No, so it's great. That's when the bridesmaids and everything come down, and that's when Jeremy sees Isla Fisher.
Oh yeah,
and he sees her, and he's like, "Ooh," he's like, "Hello, Red." It's like, "Dibs." He's like, "Yeah, you can have her. I don't want her."
He's like, "I'm not gonna fight you.
I'm not gonna fight you,"
because he had previously seen
Rachel McAdams
out before they walked into the church, talking to the Ragin' Cajun and her father, played by Christopher Walken.
Yep. Oh God, Christopher Walken. He's so good in this part.
He's good in any part, man.
Yeah. But this part especially, because honestly, I think I could believe that he really is the Secretary of Treasury.
I think
that's when he's not working in movies. That's what he's doing.
Believable, yeah.
Yeah. So he pulled it off very well.
He could be the next president for all I know.
Yeah. God, I hope so. So when they go up, Christopher Walken, the father of the bride.
They want to make sure that they pick their roles appropriately. So they had to do extra legwork for this wedding.
Yes.
Because they didn't want to screw this one up.
Nope. There was, he wanted the best. John wanted the best from everyone.
Jeremy wanted to be, John, he's like, venture capitalist. He's like, no.
From New Hampshire, we're venture capitalists. We're brothers.
He's like, no.
It's like, no, I'm tired of it.
Right. He's like, we could be private detectives or freaking cowboys from whatever, but this isn't Halloween.
Well, it's funny because he wanted to know, Jeremy wanted to go as maple syrup syrup.
Like we're from an emerging maple syrup conglomerate.
Yeah.
From Vermont.
Yeah, and he was like, no, we don't know anything about maple syrup. And he was like, I happen to know everything there is to know about maple syrup.
I love maple syrup.
Yeah, it's like I put it on pancakes.
I put it on pizza.
It's like
I put it on my hair.
I put it in my hair.
When I've had a rough week. What do you think keeps it up? Slick.
So great. He was like, God, he was like, yeah, well, I want to be astronauts or I want to be cowboys from Phoenix, but I mean, we're not going to do it. This isn't Halloween.
Yep. So they want to, I think they fall back into the venture capitalist thing, but I think they ended up improvising it.
Yeah.
Like later on.
Well, I mean, they kind of had to because of what transpired.
Correct.
So so they're, at this wedding. The father of the bride, Christopher Walken, he's walking his oldest daughter down the aisle because she's the one getting married. And it's funny because John even says, I think we got a crier. And Jeremy's like, no way.
I love this part.
He's like $20. And he was like, make it 40.
Done.
As soon as she gets there, she just starts crying. He's like, and then in the ceremony a little bit later, she was the reverends saying, oh, well, the youngest sister, Gloria, is going to read a passage now. And he was like, 1 Corinthians.
He's like $20 for 1 Corinthians.
Yeah, and he was like, no way, Colossians 3:12, double or nothing. Done. And she was like, now a letter to Paul from the Corinthians.
So that's 2 bets in a row that Jeremy lost. But it's funny because during the ceremony, it's mentioned that they are both sailing enthusiasts. And so they wrote their own vows to one another.
Oh, and
they're horrible.
They are.
It's just...
I take you to be my wife, my best friend,
my first
and
mate.
my first mate.
And then
through calm seas and squalls.
It's so bad. And then Rachel McAdams' character, Claire, she can't keep a straight face through this whole thing because
she's just laughing.
Sees how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, and the soon-to-be wife, is just like turns around like, how dare you?
So that stank eye that she got.
They're like, how dare you? This is my wedding. My wedding.
And we will talk about sailor terms and shit.
But then she says her vows are, equally as bad. She was like, I take you to be my husband
and my captain,
my port and my starboard. You're the sails and my anchor. And it's like, what? Like, how are you going to describe it like that? Like, that's just awful.
It was horrible. Horrible, these vows.
These vows, they're horrible. So anyway, Rachel McAdams can't really hold it together, so she turns around, and then, the priest even is in on it, and he was like, you may kiss the first mates. So they kiss, and everybody, cheers, and that's when she can really let loose with the laughing.
But it's funny, because even when she starts laughing, Isla Fisher, she's like nudging her on the arm, like, stop, like, what are you doing?
You gotta knock it off.
Which is really like one of the only times the two of them interact with each other, which is weird because they're sisters.
Yeah, I have a younger sister, but me and my younger brother, I could see that being like a thing. I don't know how sisters are though.
I don't know.
And that's what they have. They have 3 daughters and 1 son.
Todd.
4 daughters.
Basically.
Which we'll find that out in a minute.
We will. We'll get there. So cut to the reception, which is outside. It's very lovely.
Yes.
It almost looks like the Catalina wine mixer.
It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer. The fucking Catalina
wine mixer.
Oh, man. Yeah, so they go outside, and the guy goes walking by with the tray, and I love Jeremy because he's just like, oh, hey. And he's just grabbing handfuls of food, and he's like, just a sampler. I'm just a sampler.
He's just and his commentary, he's just shoving, little bits of hors d'oeuvres in his mouth. One thing that looks like a piece of lettuce. He's like, I think there's seasoning on that. That's like just sprinkled.
Yeah.
On top. Like, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
I know. He was like, I told you this would be classy. It's class. And as he's throwing food in his mouth, he's just like, class. It's like, what?
And I tell you, aside from when he's on the dance floor, he's eating nonstop.
Yes.
In this reception. It's funny as hell.
In every reception. In the receptions that you see beforehand, before this, in the opening sequence, I mean, that's all he's doing is shoving food and drinks into his mouth, and that's
cake.
It. Yeah.
Mostly cake.
Yes, which I love and admire, because it's just like, wow, you're like, being able to eat like that is amazing, because I'm pretty sure I would have been sick. I
don't know. I mean, they probably spit it out after each take, but still, you get the impression that Vince Vaughn probably really enjoys cake.
Yeah, I mean, but I see, and I think that's why I never became an actor. I could never do that. They're like, oh yeah, no, you just take a bite of the food and then just spit it into a bucket under the table. It's like, no, it's wasting food, man. Like, I'm going to eat.
You'd feel obligated to eat it.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Hungry now. Well, swallow while it's still fresh, but you know that shit's sitting out all day. I've heard some stories.
It all depends on what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the milk I left in the car yesterday.
Oh, God. You mean the cheese? It became.
Yes.
You actually drank it, man.
I had a little sip. I mean, I needed to see if it was still good.
Did you swallow?
Paid for later. Yeah, of course I swallowed it.
That's why you were in the bathroom later.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, it was not good.
It was real shitty.
Yeah. It's still a little cold too, which I thought was weird.
It smelled like bologna.
Okay, we're really grossing people out here. All right. So they're at this reception.
They're going through their routine of trying to make a name for themselves.
Yes, and they are trying to, they're like, okay, we got to get in somehow. Well, something kind of backfires, because John notices a woman standing over off to the side, and she's looking at them, and he was like, oh man, isn't that the girl you hooked up with at like the
whatever
wedding or something? And he was like, oh shit. He was like, don't worry.
He's like,
we'll do number 10.
Play number 10.
Out of the playbook.
So she comes up and she's like, hey, Shlomo. I thought you were going to be like...
I thought you were renouncing all your possessions.
And moving to Nepal.
Yeah. And she's like, Shlomo. And then it's funny.
He doesn't respond.
Yeah. He's just looking off into the distance with his back to her. And
she's like, Shlomo. She touches his arm and he turns around and he like looks down at her like, what's like, I don't know.
What's funny is even when she first comes walking up, John doesn't even acknowledge her. Like, he's just standing, like, with his back to her, looking off in the distance. And that's when he turns around and he's like, oh.
You didn't hear.
Sorry, you didn't hear about Shlomo, did you? Yeah. No, he had a scuba diving accident, came up too fast. A lot of oxygen lost. It's like, can't hear.
He doesn't remember anything. He doesn't even know who I am. I'm just the guy that helps him.
Yeah, his own brother. I'm just some nice man who helps him.
Like, oh, he's also deaf. That was also part of the accident. So, it's like, oh my God, that's I'm so sorry. If there's anything that I can do, she like hands him a business card.
Yeah, she's like, here's my card. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry about us. He was like, we'll be fine. Don't worry, we'll get through this.
And then after she walks away, Jeremy's like, huh, I'm actually call her.
He's like, man, I may give her a shout. And he's like, how are you gonna call her? She thinks you're deaf. He's like, hey,
everybody wants to be part of a miracle.
Yeah, he's like, she helps me out, and I make a turn for the better. He's like, yeah, people helping people. And that's not the first time he's used that in a movie.
People helping people.
Yep.
Everybody love everybody.
Exactly. So he, so they go through this, and that's when he's like, they're talking about, okay, how are we going to do this? And John's like, well, I'm going to try and get in, and I'll dance with the flower girl. And then maybe, I'll be a member of Oprah's book club. And then John's like, oh, I'm going to go do balloon animals for the kids. And then when she comes around to take a look, that's to dance. He was like, guess what? Guess who's a broken man? Haunted past. He's like, don't worry. Past. It all kills, baby. He's like, yeah, see you in a bit. So John goes off and dances with the little flower girl, and Rachel McAdams is, watching it, and she's laughing, thinking like, God,
how cute is this?
Yeah, look at this guy, like, wow. And you can kind of tell that there's like a chemistry there, I would assume, kind of right away, even though she doesn't really know him yet.
She's getting good vibes from this guy.
Yeah.
And then, after a little bit, her mom, Jane Seymour.
Yes.
She cuts in. And but it's funny.
Call her kitty cat.
But it's funny as the little flower girl, John asks, he's like, "Oh, save me a dance for later." She's like, "Maybe." But Jane Seymour, she's like, it's like, how about dancing with somebody your own age?
Yeah, which like, I think I'm up to the challenge. Yeah.
sure she's got a couple years on him.
It doesn't matter. Jane Seymour can be however old she wants to be.
That's very true. Are you going to argue with her?
Nope.
Psycho. Well, not the actress, but
no.
In the movie, she's a little
out there.
Well, the whole family's kind of off.
Yeah.
With an exception of Claire. I think Claire is a little more put together.
Yeah. Well, what's great is, they dance, and then you see she's being a little bit promiscuous, I guess would be the word.
Huh?
Yeah. The mom, Jane Seymour.
All right.
She's being like, kind of very overly flirty, I guess, for being a mother. Well, and, supposedly supposed to be married. So, but I love that Christopher Walken is more concerned because Jeremy is dancing with Gloria, the youngest daughter. And that's where his eyes are like, how dare this guy?
Not before making balloon animals, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the kid wanted the bike. He's like, make me a bike, clown.
Yeah, he's like, making all kinds of balloon animals, and you just most of the kids around, he's already made them one. He makes an elephant for some kid, and then this random, just little shitty kid.
Yeah, and it's funny because in the credits he's labeled as bratty boy,
and he was.
Yes.
Make me a bicycle, clown.
Why are you yelling at me? It's like, whatever, do it, funny man.
Shut up. He's like, I'll make you a bicycle. I don't want to make you a bicycle.
Yeah, but I'll make you a bicycle. And then,
he does. And it's actually it's like a real size bicycle. Yeah. It looks really bad.
And then the kid goes running off and he was like, yeah, don't say thank you. You hyena.
But that's when Gloria walks over to Jeremy. He's like, you're really good.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, what? I'm just warming up. He's like, last week I made, to scale, an exact replica of Wrigley Field.
I don't know where to put it now.
I have nowhere to put it. She was like, well, how about a sports car? I was like, well, how about a dance?
That's what I really wanted.
Yeah. So as they're out there dancing, I love the look on Christopher Walken's face because he's just like, unbelievable. Like, look at this guy. And Vince Vaughn, I mean, he is a pretty good dancer for someone his size.
Yeah, he moves pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Christopher Walken feels like a little threatened, like this is my little girl.
Yeah.
He's dancing with.
She's not just another notch in the old belt.
I'm not even wearing a belt. Beltless.
Yeah, so he does, the typical father thing, but after the dance, it's funny because, John's talking to
he goes
the
through
secretary's wife, and he was like, oh, hey, how long have you and the secretary have been married? She's like, 30 years next April. We were faithful
for two of them.
It's like, you could just see the look on his face like, what?
But after she walks off, he notices that Claire is not sitting in her seat anymore next to her dad, but he decides to walk over and introduce himself.
Yes.
To
Secretary Cleary.
So, he's like, I just wanted to tell you that I was really impressed by your paper, the position paper. Oh, you read my position paper.
Yeah. And he was like, he's like, I couldn't put it down. I read it while I was sailing my boat down to Bermuda. He's like,
sailor man.
Good man.
Take a seat.
Take a seat, son. So then he starts talking. He was like, did you catch my
something about Micronesia? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was like his his debate on the shortcomings in Micronesia and stuff. And he was like, he's like, man, I loved it. And he was like, now if we just get Congress to not be so short-sighted.
Short-sighted. Well
yes.
put.
Yes. Well put. Yes. 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 That's it.
Ooh, you all right, John? Oh, we had to throw one in here.
Yep.
But
so he's like, how about we go out to the back deck and smoke a couple cigars?
Stogies?
Yeah.
Why not? In his Owen Wilson kind of way. But Jeremy, he goes through the whole routine about losing so many men out there and all that crap. And then,
which you don't really know exactly what the story is on that one.
No, but it works. And then he ends up walking away. Like, yes, he planted the seed.
Yeah, and he even tells her, too, he's like, I just wish I was stronger. And then walks away.
He's like, I'm just going to go get some fresh air. So he walks out towards the beach, but then Gloria, she chases him.
Like,
Jeremy!
I mean, just the look on her face is like, there goes the love of my life.
Yeah.
So, because you find out that she's certifiably insane.
She's a little kooky.
Yeah, but she pulls it off nicely.
She does. She really does. I mean, she does.
So they make their way out to the beach. Well, the secretary and John are out on the patio smoking the cigars.
It's like out on a dock, like overlooking the water, and they're having a laugh.
And then that's where, that's where his son is, just staring out at the water. And he's like, "You seem like an insightful man. I want to ask you something." It's like, "You see that young man out there?
That's
my son, Todd." It's like, maybe if I can get your opinion. He's like, Todd has advantages that I never had. And then immediately he's like,
he corrects
"That's
himself.
a lie." He's like, "I had plenty of advantages, and he has even more advantages. And trust me,
he had the same advantages that I had.
Advantages."
Just quite a few.
Yeah, and he was like, "I want him to believe in something. He says he believes in art." And then he's like,
"What does he have to be so morose about?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, maybe he doesn't have anything to believe in."
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, he says he believes in art. He just takes a stick and drops his blood on it and moves it around."
Well, some people call that art.
It's crap.
I love that. I love that part.
I do too.
He's like, "Well, maybe you just need to, support him in that or whatever."
Yeah, and it's funny because he's just like, "Oh." But then you hear Todd on the dock, and he's like, "Death, you are my bitch lover." It's like, "That's right, Todd. You tell that mean ocean."
He's not even talking to the ocean.
So Todd flips off his dad, and he's just like,
his reaction is just, "Oh."
What? Yeah. So he looks at John, and John's like, "It's a start." It's like, "Is it though?"
Yeah. But then Claire walks up in the middle of them conversing, having a laugh and all that stuff, and she apparently the secretary is needed somewhere else, and she has her little moment with John.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, you have to give a speech?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm nervous." She's like, "But I think I really nailed this one."
So she pulls out a note that's hiding in her bra.
Yeah. So you keep it in your cleavage, huh?
Well, don't really have anywhere else to put it. She's like, "You mind giving me some, any tips? Any tips you got?
Any tips you got?"
So he's reading it, and it's really bad.
It is.
Like, for this kind of crowd, I don't think the funny way is, the proper way to go.
Well, see, I think the funny way would have been a proper way to go, but John did have a point. He was like, "No, people like the truth when it's funny if it's something small. Like, everybody knows Jennifer loves the shop. Ha, ha, ha."
She went a little too deep with it.
Yeah, it was way too deep.
She's like,
I mean, I can't even quote it because it's too much. We don't have time on this podcast to quote it.
No, something along the lines of, "I didn't think my sister would find anybody that cares about what people think of as much as her until she met Craig," or whatever the hell his name was.
And it's just like, I mean, you get lost during it. It's like,
your eyes glaze over.
What? Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Where am I?
Yeah.
I didn't want salmon.
What year is it?
I said it 4 times. But she's fighting him on it. Like, he thinks that she needs to speak from the heart.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I think this is a winner."
Yeah, this is going to kill. Trust me. People are going to laugh. And he's like, "No, you're going to hear crickets."
He's like,
Sound of silence.
He's like, "I'm telling you, I'll be the guy standing in the back waiting to tell you I told you so."
Yeah, she was like, "Mm-hmm." And it's funny because when she walks away and she looks back like, "How dare you? How dare you, son of a bitch.
I worked hard on this shitty speech.
I worked at it for weeks."
But then, you see Jeremy and Gloria at the beach, and Jeremy's trying to get all philosophical. He's talking about
Mr.
Schopenhauer, and how everybody is kind of like
connected to everybody. That,
I like how he just starts, "Me, you."
Yeah, me, you. We're the same. My cousin Harry. It's like, and then he goes on.
He starts naming all these people.
Yeah.
Carrot Top.
Yeah, and then
Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's like, "The whore on the street corner.
Your mother."
It's like,
he's like,
"My hands are your hands."
He's like Harry Potter if he was real.
Yeah.
Your cheek is my cheek. And my lips.
And she's like, "Are my lips?"
And then she immediately kisses him and jumps on top of him. Yep. So they have their little
sexcapade on the beach.
Yeah. It's called Cake by the Ocean.
Yep. So they
and you know how much Jeremy likes cake.
Yep. My question was, they were laying on a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did the blanket come from?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, is there just like a basket right before you get on the beach? It's like help yourself to a beach blanket?
Maybe there was a previous couple that had a little,
Yeah, never know.
It's possible.
So
I don't know.
So after all is said and done, it's funny because Jeremy's getting dressed. He was like, we should probably head back before people wonder where we are. And she was like, that was incredible. I always knew my first time would be on a beach. He's like, wait, what?
What?
Huh? What's this? Come again?
So this is a crisis.
Yeah, she was like, we're going to be so happy together. I love
you.
He's like, what?
So
they just met like 15 minutes ago.
Major red flags, and Jeremy immediately wants to leave.
Yes, so he finds John, and he was like, we got to go. He's like, we got to go. He's like, I'm going to go start the car. He goes, I got a stage 5 clinger. He's like, no, I'm not leaving yet. He's like,
I don't think you're getting the sense of urgency here.
And he's like, I got a stage 5
virgin clinger. He's like, no, I need more time here.
Yeah, and he was like, no. He goes, you have the wedding and the reception to close the deal. He was like, beyond that, he was like, there's no overtime. And he was like, oh, really? How about the Chang wedding 3 years ago? 2 a.m. You drive me 50 miles upstate to play mahjong with her and her grandmother.
At a nursing home or something.
And then he was like, oh, no, that was a completely different situation. She was a very family-oriented girl. It's like very family-oriented. He was like, no, it's the same thing. And he was like, oh, it was my first Asian.
He says that way too loud.
Yeah, everybody like stops what they're doing to look at him. And he's like, you need to lock it up.
You lock it up.
Lock it up.
Lock it up.
Lock it up. But it's funny because they're going to go, the Clearys are going to go to their, how did she put it? The house on the shore?
The little house on the shore.
Yeah.
It's not a little house.
Shore, and it's not a little house.
No, it's on a fucking island somewhere.
Yeah, it's like an island. And I mean, at this point, as big as the house is, you would refer to it as like an estate or a manor.
Very, very much so.
Yes, I mean, it's a miniature mansion.
You have to take a boat to get to it.
So,
but Jeremy does not want to go.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to go at all because he's sitting here like, no, he's like, this girl is certifiably insane. And he's like, no, I need more time. I have to be alone with her. And he's like, look, if you want to be alone with her and her boyfriend and, you know, that psycho.
Sybil.
Yeah, and Sybil. But it's funny because as she's asking her dad if they can go,
she starts throwing a tantrum like a little kid.
Like she's holding her breath and stomping on the ground.
She's holding her ears.
Yeah.
Holding her breath and stomping.
What's really funny is you see her entire body turning red.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to give in to this behavior, which, I mean, he does.
He does. He doesn't have a choice because she's so excited. She runs back up to him. He would love for you to come.
Yeah, we had to throw her a sweet 16 birthday party on her 13th birthday.
She's very impatient. So they end up going to this little house on the prairie.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, immediately... you find out that Claire, she's already seeing somebody, Sack, played by Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
And
phenomenal role.
And after they get off this boat, John and Jeremy, they get off early and they start talking to one another, just, you know, away from everybody else. And Sack immediately starts getting a little suspicious. Like, what's up with these two guys?
Yeah, I don't think that he likes, I mean, like, Sack doesn't like them at all.
No.
I mean, you can tell, you can just feel the tension from, like, right at the very beginning, like, right when they meet.
Well, you feel like Sack is probably very particular with the company that he keeps.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not douchey like him, he doesn't like them.
And I think that, I mean, because even when Sack's character is introduced, it was after Claire's speech, and John helped her out with it, you know, from a distance, kind of helped her out. Like, you know, he was pointing to his heart, like, you have to speak from your heart. Well, when Sack's character gets introduced, it's kind of more like, and she was like, oh, this is my friend John Ryan. This is my boyfriend, Sack. And he was like, oh, hey, good to meet you, buddy. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I had to come and intervene here because really kind of looks like you're moving in on my girl.
Why are you talking to my girl?
Yeah. And you find out later that, you know, obviously the people that are going to act like that and act that way, most likely are the ones that are committing the crime.
They're very possessive.
Yes.
But anyway, they get off the boat and apparently they want to do touch football.
Yeah.
It's like tradition.
It's a Cleary family tradition.
But
it's just a game of touch football.
Sack is way too excited about this. He's like,
yes.
You know, we're on the field in 10.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, no, all we have to wear is this. And they're like, oh, don't worry, we got clothes for you up in the house.
Oh, God, Jeremy hates his outfit.
I love the pants he's wearing.
I don't have a problem with them.
I would wear them.
They look.
I don't know if I would have done it with a long sleeve like dress shirt with a sweater vest over the top of it.
I don't know what the weather was like that day. I mean, it might have been a little cooler outside, but
And it's funny because John's wearing like khakis and a t-shirt with a sweater over it. So I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh, but everyone else has on like short sleeve stuff.
Yeah, I think a polo would have been more appropriate for touch football.
Just a t-shirt maybe.
Just anything.
Yeah, you got some jorts in there.
You see Sack like warming up, like doing these little football things, but he's in like a rugby uniform.
Yes, and I love when it shows him because it's that wide shot of the entire yard and you can see everyone.
Some people are stretching.
And it's just touch football.
Yeah.
But he's like on his shoulders with his feet up in the air doing bicycle kicks.
Yeah, he's taking this way too seriously.
Yes. So when it starts, the game starts, and it's the guy, the kid that hikes the ball. I don't know his name, so I don't think it ever really referenced him. I mean, with a name, but he's just like, "You ready to have the heat brought on you? Huh? The heat? It's gonna be coming down." He's like, "What?"
He's like talking directly to Jeremy.
Yeah, and he's like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
Just hike the ball. But it's funny because Sack takes off and Owen Wilson's trying to keep up. And, Christopher Walken, he launches the football. Sack even, speeds up to catch it. And afterwards, that's when Sack's like, oh, a little out of shape. And he's like, And then you see Jeremy, and he's like, what happened there? He's like, I don't know. That guy's on steroids or something. Like, God, he's like trying to cover a racehorse. He's like, don't worry, we'll burn him with the post.
Yeah, so Jeremy starts calling all these plays, including an audible.
Yeah.
Hot route. Red something.
Red 7. He's like, John
doesn't know shit.
And it's funny because he's just talking to...
He's talking to Claire.
Yeah, he's talking to Claire. And he even told Jeremy, he was like, hey, he was like, yeah, just burn him with the post. And he was like, no. He's like, I got a better idea. He's like,
throw an interception to Claire.
Really boost up her self-confidence. And he was like, you think you can do that? And he was like, I was first round All-State. I can make it rain out here.
Hot route.
He's like, what are you? He's like, John. He's like, hot route. And he's like, I don't know what that means. He's like, red 7, hot route. He's like, what are you saying? He was like, just
move over here.
Stand over there.
And then Claire's like, what are you trying to run away from me? He's like, no, I'm just trying to get over here.
Yeah. So he throws the interception, but immediately, right away, as soon as the ball's hiked, he's back a little bit.
Well, you can see
Cooper's sack just drives right by Owen Wilson, and as soon as he throws the ball, this game of touch football just became tackle football.
It escalates quickly.
Oh, it escalated very quickly.
Well, you can see before the ball is even hiked that Sack, he's ready. Yeah. He's like, I'm going straight for the QB.
Yeah.
I'm going straight for Jeremy.
I'm going to pounce on him like a tiger.
And he knocks him out.
He just knocks the air out of him, and he was like,
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Big tree fall hard.
Claire, she's like, I think your brother's really hurt.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, nah, he's fine. It's like, and then he goes over and he's like, come on, Baba Ganoush, get up. It's like, you did really good.
I can't.
It's like, I can't breathe. He's like, come on, don't milk it. He's like, I'm not milking anything.
Somehow he gets the nerve to, go another play.
Yeah, and this time John's going to be QB and Ryan's going to go out. Well, he passes it to John, and here comes Sack again and nails him again, but that's when Claire tried to blitz, and as soon as he threw it, and then they're arguing because she's like, no, I got you, and he's like, no, you didn't. She's like, oh, you're cheating. He's like, no, you're cheating, and then she looks over, and she's like, oh, my God, your brother's down again. He's like, what the hell's his deal? I mean, come on, we're playing touch football. And they even points it out to him because he goes over, and he's like, what the hell's going on with you? He's like, we're playing touch football, and every time I see you, you're laying on your ass.
Well, he can't play anymore at this point. And then Sack is just like, I don't know what got into me. He's like, I'm just really competitive.
I know what it is. It's 5 generations of lodge family breeding.
Sack Lodge.
Yeah. Nature versus nurture, Lodge.
Nature wins.
Always wins.
It's true.
It is.
Very true.
Oh, I love that line. I use that all the time on my kids. So, nature versus nurture. Nature will always win.
So they end up migrating into the house, and Jeremy is he's wounded.
Yes,
he's got a good little scrape on his knee, and Gloria's tending to his wounds.
It's funny. It's just like a little cut. I mean, come on.
It's
stand up, walk it off.
It wasn't anything major.
Yeah,
it
rub
was
some dirt in it.
It was no worse than what Jonah Hill had in 21 Jump Street.
Right.
If you haven't heard about that one, listen to our last episode.
So, and it's funny because Gloria, being certifiably insane, is tending to his wound. But the wound is, she's got the gauze pad with some alcohol on it, I guess, trying to disinfect it. And he's like, it burns. And then she was like, oh, I know. She's like, but guess what? I'm not wearing any panties.
So she immediately straddles him, and he's like sitting on the toilet or something.
Yeah, and he's just like, this is kind of weird because, just 8 hours ago, you were this shy little virgin. Mm-hmm. Now you're not wearing panties. I'm just trying to catch up.
And then you see the butler walk by.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, come on. He's like,
hey, Gloria.
Have some decorum. Be a little discreet.
He closes the door, and he just has this look of, not again. It's not the first time. This is going. No, this is
definitely not going to be the last.
For sure.
She's a whore. And crazy.
So yeah, she's trying, and Jeremy doesn't want anything to do with this. Like he's like,
no, he's trying to figure out everything he can to get out of it.
And then she immediately freaks out, like, "What?
Yeah,
you just another notch on your belt."
Me about guys like you. I'm just another notch on the belt.
She's like, no, Gloria, that's not it.
So she just starts spraying, rubbing alcohol like all over his knee.
She squirts it right on his wound. He's like, no, I'm just trying to tell you that.
Like, I think we're really starting to express ourselves in a really physical,
sexually way.
Sexually way.
It's like just not even a thing.
I need to get to know who's in here. And she was like, oh, Jeremy. She's like, don't leave me. And he was like, ever. And she's like, 'cause I'd find you.
Oh my God. That look that she has afterwards. So funny.
Oh, man. So great.
So then it's dinner time, right? I think that's when it cuts to the dinner.
Well, that's when she's coming downstairs with him.
And she's telling him about her imaginary friend.
Well, it's funny because it's not even just an imaginary friend. She was like, well, like other kids, I had an imaginary friend, but not just one. I had hundreds and hundreds that all had their own backstories. And then she said that she had one imaginary friend in particular named Caleb. And they could only communicate in a special language that only she knew. So she starts saying the language, and that's when the secretary's at the bottom of the stairs. Badado? He's like, go get it. He's like, you get them all patched up? And she was like, I sure did, Daddy. He's like,
she comes give him a big hug, but then she walks into the kitchen, and so you have this little awkward moment with Secretary and Jeremy.
Yeah,
like, she's not just another notch on your belt, is she?
He's like, oh, no. He's like, I don't even wear a belt. Beltless. I know what you're thinking. That since I'm wearing pants, that I'm probably wearing a belt. I'm not.
See what you did there?
Beltless.
So it's just this kind of moment of silence where he's just giving him a look.
He's like,
don't you?
Yeah, and then he tells him, he's like, okay, well, let's get ready for lunch or dinner. So during the dinner, that's so many things in this, which, I mean, and I think for me is watch people's facial expressions. That is what made this scene so funny because, they're all talking about everything. Or no, it was even before the dinner when Sack is telling that story about the baby sea otter.
Oh, God, it's so bad.
That the oil, and he was like, yeah, he goes, and I got my handkerchief out and I was wiping the oil off and the whiskers. And Jeremy's telling John, like, dude, you got to put these eye drops in his drink. He's like, he'll be on the toilet for the next 24 hours. He's like, no. He's like, we're going to be gentlemen about this. He's like, no.
Like, I can't do this. And then after witnessing him tell this horrible story.
And the sea otter is just like, and its little whiskers, and it's like, give me the eye drops. It's like, thank God.
It's horrible. And you can tell he tells a story probably all the time.
Every day. Every time he meets someone new. Let me tell you about this oil tanker spill I worked.
So, yeah, they have the dinner with the crazy family.
Yes, the little old lady, the mom, Secretary Cleary's mom, is so funny. Just so funny.
So you got John sitting to the right of Jeremy, and then to the left of Jeremy is Gloria.
Yes. And then it's just, other family members. Well, across the table are Sack and Claire, and then other family members. And then at each end of the table, you have Secretary Cleary on one end and then his wife down on the other. What's great about this is Henry Gibson, who plays the priest. And I love him. I mean, may he rest. But his character, any character I've ever seen him in, he is so funny with it. And he's funny to watch. He's done other movies like The Burbs. He played one of the next door neighbors of the Klopeks. So he stands up and he's like, let us pray, because they're going to pray over the meal. So as everyone's praying, that's when
John takes the opportunity to squirt the eye drops into Sack's water.
Yes, and the amount of eye drops that he put in there, I'm surprised it didn't kill him.
Oh, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was like half the bottle in there.
I mean, I've never looked into this because I would never do this to anyone.
No.
But I think maybe a couple drops would have done enough.
Yeah, I think that would have sufficed. So,
but no, he squirts like half the bottle into this dude's water.
Yeah. Then as they're, having dinner, he starts talking about, Jeremy starts talking about, well, when I get back to the city, I'm going to go see my chiropractor about what you did to my back out there. And he was like, yeah, sorry, it's competitive nature. I'm seeing a Buddhist about it.
Not just any Buddhist, the Dalai Lama.
His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. And he was like, yeah, And he was like, oh, because I'm going to go see,
orthopedist. Not just any orthopedist. Yeah. It's like Dr.
Finkelstein.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like, what?
Pretty sure I have soft tissue damage. I don't remember exactly what it was, but.
So then they start talking. He was like, oh, you guys are venture capitalists. And he was like, oh, yeah, we are. And you see Gloria. But, what's funny is even before that, that's when I just noticed it recently, is you see Bradley Cooper, Sack, I think, talking to Gloria about how long they've been dating. But as he's saying it, it cuts back to John and Jeremy. Jeremy's face, he just has this, lamb chop or something.
He's holding it by the bone.
Yeah, he's holding it like a piece of chicken, but the way he's chewing on it and just looking at Sack is like, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. Just, he has this evil, scowl on his face. It's so funny. So funny. But then Gloria takes this opportunity to, oh, well, I'm going to please my man in the middle of this dinner. So she starts.
It's for the third time.
Yeah, rubbing his crotchal region.
Under the table.
Yeah.
But John notices it immediately.
Yeah, and he's just and it's funny because he looks at Jeremy like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My God, we're at a dinner, man.
I have any control over this.
Yeah.
I have no say in what's happening right now. Jeremy looks over at John just like I can't stop her, man. This is her agenda.
So then they start talking about the venture capitalist thing, and he was like, oh no, he's like, I don't want to seem like we're
total saints. We do turn a small profit. Well, what's the name of your company?
And what's funny is they ask what they do, and they're like, we take the wool and everything from sheep, and we turn it into thread, and we give it to homeless people.
The homeless people turn that into yarn?
Then homeless people, they'll sew clothes with it and make clothes out of it, and then they can turn around and sell it to other homeless people.
Yeah. That have no money.
Yeah, so you're just kind of sitting there but it's funny because you see Jeremy and he's like, yeah, it's just people helping people. That's all it is. And you can tell that he's almost there. Yeah, I guess would be the correct vernacular.
Right. But John is telling him, he's like, we're not total saints. We do turn a small profit. He's like, what do you think helps pay for lap dances for the big guy here?
And he's like, he's joking. He's joking. It feels so good when he jokes. And then they're like, oh, what's the name of your company? And he was like, and then that's when Jeremy's like, holy shit.
Holy shirts and pants. Trying to cover it up.
So he starts talking. He was like, oh, yeah. And then the secretary's like, I think I'm going to say something about this to the Secretary of Commerce for you. And he's like, wow, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be great? He was like, yeah, it felt great. It's like, oh my gosh. So, but Sack starts to feel the effects of
You hear his stomach rumbling a little bit.
And he's sitting there like, like, yeah, everybody knows what's coming. Like, oh no. So he was like, I think I'm just going to go to bed. I'm real tired. So he gets up.
He ends up leaving.
But the granny, Nana, God. She starts talking about her son. She was like, my Willie's doing great in the office. She was like, isn't he? She's like, my husband, Willie's father, was the Secretary of State when FDR was in office. And then they're like, wow, FDR. And they're like, wow, he was a great president. And he was like, oh, yeah. But that wife, Eleanor? Yeah.
Big dyke.
It's like, what?
What the hell is going on? Yeah, big dyke.
Big dyke. Real rug muncher. You have this sweet 90-year-old lady who's just like, okay.
And just the thought of Eleanor is bothering her.
So she starts talking about that, and then she was like, oh, and then they were talking about talking to Todd, and then Jeremy's like, Todd, I noticed you hardly even touch the food on your plate. He's like, I don't eat meat or fish. And they're like, oh, really? And then the granny,
he's a homo.
Like, he's a homo. It's like, Granny, Nana, you can't say that. It was like, and then you're just sitting there, she has this look like, whatever. I mean, I'm old. Who cares?
I can get away with this.
Yeah, I can get away with this.
Say whatever I want.
So that's when, Jane Seymour, Mrs. Secretary, is like, Jesus Christ, just put mother to bed already. And then it's funny because I love the way the secretary talks to her. He's like, okay, mommy, we've had a very busy day. Like, what?
Yeah, and then the butler comes over to help her up. I can do it myself, asshole. And then Todd's irritated, so he gets up to leave.
Yeah,
and he's like, if anybody needs me, I'll be up in my room painting homo things.
So Claire, you can tell that she's frustrated because, she loves her brother, so she's like, I think I'm just going to go get some air.
Yeah.
And then John's like, well, if you want some company, I'll get some air with you.
It's like, I'll just need to go change my shoes real quick.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Why do you need to
just go outside?
Yeah, just go outside, dude.
Just go outside.
A lot of this stuff could be avoided if you just went outside.
Seriously?
Yeah. So, but what's funny is Jeremy, he's just like, well, I can't get up and walk away from all this delicious food.
Yeah. Well, obviously he's got a mess in his pants that he doesn't want anybody to see.
Exactly.
So.
I have to wait till this dries.
Seriously. But I think now would be a good time for a little short break.
Yeah. And we'll get a word from our sponsors.
May they rest.
Yep.
All right, we're back.
Yes.
It may have only been a second for you, but it felt like ages for us. All right, so John is on his way upstairs to go change his shoes.
Yes, he's in his room changing his shoes, and that's when Mrs. Cleary, the secretary's wife, comes in, Jane Seymour. And as he looks up, he's just like, oh, hey. And she has the door shut, and she takes her top off, and she's like, I just had my tits done.
And he's like tying his shoes, so he doesn't realize what's happening. And then he looks up like, yeah. It's like, do you like them?
He's like, wow, they look really nice. And then she was like, feel them. And he's like,
it's what? Moving too sudden.
Yeah.
Like, what is?
Yeah. And he's just sitting there like, what? Like, he was like, Mrs. Cleary. And she was like, call me Cat. And he's like, Cat. And she was like, call me Kitty Cat. He's like, okay, Kitty Cat. And he was like, what the fuck is your problem? And she was like, I'm not letting you leave this room until you feel my tits. And he's like,
he doesn't see any way out of this.
Yeah. So he just grabs them, and immediately it looks almost like she's like
it's almost like
or something.
It's almost like she hasn't had anybody touch her.
Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah. So she's like, and he's like, wow, these are really nice. Like, they're not knobby or anything. Like, he did a really good job. And then she throws her jacket back on and just looks at him. She's like,
backs away. Pervert.
What?
So,
like, what the hell are you talking about? So
John's kind of in the state of shock. Like, I don't know how I could possibly explain this.
Yeah. So as he's walking down the hallway, he walks past an open door, and you just hear someone go, Mom, make you feel her tits?
And it's like, Todd.
Yeah. And he looks back in. He's like, what? What'd you say, Todd?
And I love the fact that he seems irritated that he has to repeat this.
Mom, make you feel her tits? It's like, look, Todd, I don't know what you're driving at, but what do you want?
Just don't say anything.
Yeah, just don't say anything to my dad. Okay?
My sister's friend said something one time, and her boyfriend now lives in a shack in Guam, not by choice. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, which is funny. I mean, because I think the last thing that John would do is go straight to the secretary and be like, "Hey, your wife's up there just making people feel her tits.
Your wife's a bit of a whore."
Yeah. So then he passes Jeremy on the staircase as he's going down and Jeremy's coming up. And he was like, hey, he's like, why do you look so negative? And he's like, that's nothing. It's like, no, come on. What is it? He's like, Claire's mom made me feel her hooters. And he's like, oh.
Some hot older woman makes you feel her cans?
Yeah.
Like, what?
But it's funny because he's like, yeah, try getting dry humped up and down a fucking yard all day. He was like, and then you have your crazy psycho girl jerk you off in front of a table, in front of the whole family. He's like, Jesus, then you come talk to me about problems. He's like, hey, are they real? Are they nice? He's like,
are they built for comfort or speed?
They built for comfort or speed.
What did you do? Did you motorboat them? You motorboating son of a bitch. You old sailor.
You. Where is she? She's still in the house?
That's so weird. Like, where the fuck else would she be?
I know. Which is so great because that is my favorite line in this entire movie because it took me forever to realize exactly what he said at that point, but I just think it's so funny because he's like, as soon as he's done, he's like, where is she? She's still in the house? And he's all excited, like looking around like she's just going to pop around from a corner or something. But it's just like, oh yeah, no, she ducked out about 10 minutes ago, took a ferry back to the mainland. Of course she's in the fucking house. It's her house.
Seriously.
I mean, come on. But it's funny because he's just sitting there and he's like, going down the stairs, he's like, I'm not talking to you about this right now. And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, well, I'm going to go upstairs and ice my balls and spit up blood. Thanks a lot, team player. So he comes up around the corner and goes in. Jeremy comes up around the staircase, goes around the corner into his bedroom, and the grandma's asleep in there.
Yeah.
And he's just looking around like,
he's like, now what?
Yeah. So he goes over and just
he
kind of
tries to wake her up.
Yeah, he's like, and like nudges her a little bit, and she just smiles, has her eyes closed, and she's like, "Oh, Mr. President."
And then he taps her. He taps her
a little
on the
bit
shoulder
harder.
a little bit harder, and then she opens her eyes, and not what she was expecting apparently. And the scream, and I'm gonna try to do this without redlining, but the way that she screams when she finally comes to, it's hysterical. She's like, ah. It's the weirdest scream I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, it's like, you're in my room.
It's like, oh, well, I'm too drunk to walk, so you carry me to my room.
And I mean, what else is he going to do?
Yeah.
So he picks her up and carries her to her room.
Yeah.
And in the hallway,
is Reginald, the butler.
And she's like,
good God, you're doing the daughter and the grandma? How much jam you got, man? It's like, no, this isn't what it looks like. And he's like, look, the family dog has a house downstairs. Perhaps I wake her up for you. Her name is Snooky.
He's like, just be gentle with her. She's pushing 90 men.
And it's funny because the whole time you just see Jeremy like, God, I got to get the fuck out of here.
He's hating.
I have to leave.
He's hating life. This entire time he's been on this the shore in this tiny little house here.
Yes.
He's wanted to leave the whole time.
Yes, he has not wanted to be there. Yeah, I think I'm not happy.
Yeah. But anyway, it cuts to John walking outside, and Claire is still there sitting on the steps, and she's like, good thing I didn't hold my breath. Because all this shit happened while she's waiting outside for John to meet her because he needed to change his fucking
God
shoes.
She wasn't swimming.
If John just walked outside with her, everything would have been kosher.
Yep, they would have been alone. They would have had alone time. Nope, but no.
But she's, asking like what, and you can tell John's been through an ordeal.
Yes.
She doesn't push for it.
No.
An answer.
It's like, everything okay? And he was like, yeah, it's just, everything's fine. Just don't worry about it.
She's got held up. She's like, yeah, I know my family can be a little much. She's like, a little much? She's like,
you think?
But the way he says this next line, it bothers me because I'm like a grammar Nazi, I guess. I self-proclaimed. Well, other people have told me that too. It's not just me. But he's like, your family are nuts. What? No, it's your family is nuts. You got the sweet little grandmother, she's like really sweet and everything, but then she's like kind of mean.
Yeah. But then she even points out, Claire points out, she's like, well, you're kind of like that wacky relative that comes in and all of a sudden it's like you're part of the family. And it's funny because he's supposed to be part of the family
already. He's like
through Uncle Ned and Aunt Liz.
Well, that doesn't sound that great. Like wacky neighbor who thinks that he's part of the family and he's kind of weird. He's like, well, that sounds awful.
Yeah. But then Secretary Cleary comes out and he was like, Claire, I don't know if you've checked on Sack in a while, but he's really sick.
I think he's really sick. She's like, really?
Yeah. It's like, oh. He's like, oh, okay, I'll go check on him. And so she gets up to leave, and then that's when he tries one last shot. He's like, Claire. And she turns around like, yeah? And he's like, I'll talk to you about it some other time.
Yeah, I want to know what he was going to say. I wonder if that was ever something that was in the script, but they chose to keep it out. He's like, you know what? It would have been the wrong time, maybe.
I want to be on you.
He was going to say, you have a breathtaking honey.
I wouldn't be friends with it.
That thing is good.
Wait.
Hold
on.
Gotta stop saying things. It all comes back to Anchorman.
It sure does.
And there's a good reason for that, because Will Ferrell is in this movie.
Yeah. So, she goes in to check on Sack, who is hunched over the toilet.
Puking his brains out.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, honey. She's like, I'm sorry, anything I can get you? And
he's like, are you doing okay?
Yeah,
and he's like, first of all, I've got my head buried in the toilet.
It's like, so no, I don't think I'm doing okay.
Not doing that good or whatever.
Yeah, and then she's like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's just me.
Don't pull that psychobabble bullshit
that your
on
mom
me.
tells you. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, what a dick.
Complete dick. Like,
yeah, I mean, come on, man.
You know what you could do for me, Claire Bear? Why don't you go get me a 7-Up, because I might start feeling vulnerable again.
You think you could do that, kid? Huh? Do you?
I would be like, fuck you. Get your own goddamn 7-Up.
Yeah.
Ass.
I think that's how a lot of people would be. Just, I mean, like, if, my significant other talked to me in that way, just be like, oh, hey, yeah, you know what you could do, Dutch? Yeah. How about you, zip up your trap and, go give me something to drink, something to ease my stomach. Yeah. Okay. Let me jump right on that. But then as soon as I came out of the bathroom, I'd be like, oh, I never got that 7-Up. I'd be like, yeah, no, I was walking through and there was a Murder, She Wrote marathon on.
You say,
attention diverted.
Well, I was going to get it, but then I just went on living my life. Fucker.
Yeah. So, you
can tell that this relationship is not going well.
Yeah. I mean, and he seems like the overly possessive type.
And he takes her for granted because he's cheating on her, and it's brought up multiple times throughout this movie.
Yes. So, that night, everyone's asleep, and you see John laying in bed, and he can't sleep because he's just thinking about Claire. And then it shows Claire, and she can't sleep because she's just thinking about John. Well, you have John, who sneaks out of his room to go to her room. And, he's like listening, I guess, to see if he hears her moving around in the bedroom. But then he turns around and just goes back to his room. Well, Claire has the same thought. She's like, well, I'm going to go see John. So she sneaks out of her room.
And she's like tiptoeing through the hallway. But you know what?
I'm sitting there thinking, it's your fucking house.
You don't need to tiptoe.
You don't need to tiptoe. Like, and if someone comes out and be like, hey, what are you doing? Be like, I'm going to go downstairs, get a snack. Or going to the bathroom.
I'm doing whatever the hell I want. It's pretty much my family's house.
What are you doing?
But I do like, I don't know why I thought of Spaceball for a second. Fine, how are you?
How high are you? Hi, how are you? The cops here are so nice.
That's awesome. No, but I'm musically inclined, and I like paying attention to songs that are playing because it really helps push the emotional, aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
And they were playing Sparks by Coldplay during this scene, and it's a funny movie, but they really wanted to show kind of like the emotional connection that Claire and John have together, and I thought this was like a perfect song for this scene here.
Yeah. I mean, it is a good song, and it's funny because, like, I think everybody's relationship in this movie is key, you know, especially John and Jeremy's relationship as best friends and everything.
Jeremy and Gloria, who hasn't really defined itself at this point, but it's, you know, we'll get to that.
But so, you know, she figures, oh, well, you know, he's not up. So she goes back to her room because she does like the smallest, lightest tap on his door. Like he's supposed to hear it.
And he's sitting like looking out the window and he turns around right when she taps, but he never goes to answer the door. And it's kind of like, you're just like, why? Just go to the door, man. Because
I'd have to know.
Yeah,
I would need to know.
I would.
I mean, I could never hear it because of, you know, the tinnitus and everything, but still.
Tinnitus is no joke. But it's funny, throughout this little back and forth scene, it does cut to Sack in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable again. Asshole.
But at the very end of, you know, the Coldplay song and everything, you see
Jeremy
laying in bed, and you can't really tell what's going on because there's a naked woman on top of him, which it turns out to be Gloria.
And he's tied up.
And she's tying him up to the bed. And he's just like, what the fuck is going on? And she was like, you know, earlier I really thought about what you were saying, and
I'm not
right.
I'm not
She's
adventurous
like,
enough.
I'm not being adventurous enough for you. And he was like, that is definitely what I was not saying. Like, I wasn't saying that at all. And then so she takes a sock and like puts it in his mouth and puts duct tape over his mouth. And she was like, I'm going to make all your fantasies come true. I love you.
Later, you find out that was the socks that he was wearing all day long, playing football and everything.
Yeah, getting my ass dragged up and down the field in. I was sweating in, bleeding in. Yeah, it was shoved in my mouth.
And then duct taped over it.
But what's so funny about it is she's just sitting there like, I love you. And when she says it, for some reason, I kind of think of Kathy Bates in Misery.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
That's how it comes across. Like, I love you so much that I'm going to kill you.
You think it might come to that at some point, but it doesn't.
That's exactly how, but it's funny because that's exactly how she plays this character. It's like, you know, yes, I'm in love with you. So if you do leave, like, I will kill you. Because if I can't have you, nobody else is going to have you.
Oh, no,
that's
I can
for
see
damn
that.
sure.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. So she, you know, has her way with him. Yeah, and it ends up going somewhere else. But then
I guess she just goes back to her room just in case. Probably. Like if someone woke up.
But then the senator comes in. Actually, no, not yet.
It's funny because
not yet. He falls asleep.
Yeah.
Jeremy falls asleep.
And then you see like a hand caressing his face, like moving around his face. He's like, Gloria, honey, just go to sleep. And then that's when you see Todd, and he's like, it's not Gloria.
You hear his voice before you see him. Yeah. And Jeremy wakes up. He's like, oh.
He's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's still tied up to the bed, so he can't do anything.
That's true. He's like, I painted something for you.
I like how he shines the flashlight right in his face, and he's just like staring at him. And then he just moves to the right and shines it on the portrait, and he was like, I painted that for you.
He's like, it's violent. It's sexual.
It's called Celebration. And it's just a naked Vince Vaughn with a fig leaf.
It almost looks like a painting of Adam and Eve, but minus Eve.
Yeah, like he's out in the forest in some weird dance pose, and he's like, "It's called Celebration.
It's not.
It's violent and sexual,
and it's none of those things.
It's neither. It's neither of those things. It looks like a very peaceful painting. I wonder if to this day Vince Vaughn still has that painting. I would have kept it.
He might have a room in his house that he could keep it in.
I would have kept it.
You would have hung it over your fucking fireplace mantle, you sick son of a bitch.
Well, yeah.
I love this scene so much because Todd thinks that they have some kind of connection.
Yeah, they had some connection at dinner, and he was like, no, we didn't. There was definitely no connection.
It was not. You're like looking into it.
No, nope. And it was funny because I like when he shows him the painting. He was like, do you like it? And he's like, nope.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. And then you hear someone at the door, and he's like, oh, God. He's like, come on, you gotta hide. He's like, no. He's like, I will definitely talk. We'll talk. He's like, but you gotta hide.
He's like, we'll talk later. He's like, you gotta go somewhere.
But it's funny because when he says, I gotta hide, he just pulls the covers up over him. He's like, no, you can't hide there. I'm not comfortable. And he's like, let's play tummy sticks. He's like, I'm not playing tummy sticks.
He's like, what's tummy sticks? I don't want to play tummy sticks.
He's like, go in the closet. Get the closet. And he's like, don't worry.
This takes way too long.
I was where you were a year ago. It's like, no.
Todd goes into the closet And then
I'll jump out at the right time.
Yes,
like,
he opens the door for a second, just to say that line. I'll pop out at the right moment. Like, there is no right moment.
No, you won't.
So the senator walks in.
Yeah.
And he sits down on the bed, and, just to have a little one-on-one with Jeremy.
Yeah, because, I'm sure he heard all the commotion. He's like, everything all right? And he's like, yeah, I just had a bad dream. He's like, yeah, I know all about bad dreams.
He makes no mention of the fact that Jeremy's tied to the bed, but at one point, he does put his hand on the rope, almost like he's checking the security of the knot.
Well, what I think is great is, like, he puts his hand on the rope and kind of, like, pulls on it, but then looks up the bedpost, like, okay.
It's like, good knot.
Yeah.
Like he's admiring the knotsmanship or something.
Good night, then. Gets up and leaves. He's talking about Todd having night terrors. He was like, Todd, screams a lot during the night. Doctors say it's night terrors. And then that's when he grabs the rope. He's just like, okay, then. And he just gets up and leaves. So you're just kind of sitting there like, where the hell was the story going?
Where?
It's like the story was going nowhere.
I think it was just
I just came in here to tell you that my son has night terrors.
Well, maybe it was an excuse to...
make sure Gloria wasn't in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he does look at the painting before he walks out. So he does see that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, I don't know what to do with this. I can't
then.
Unpack this right now.
Yeah.
So he leaves, goes to bed, and then cuts to the next morning.
Well, Todd comes out and he was like, I need to get some sleep.
That's right.
He's like, I need to get some sleep. He was like, I will make time to talk to you tomorrow.
Like, you won't make time for me.
He's like, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. It's like, but I need to sleep.
I need to recharge. Okay. I need to get breakfast in the morning. I'll have the energy, and then we'll talk in the morning.
Yeah, and he was like, we can talk about whatever you want. He's like, we can talk about paintings.
I love the face that he makes.
But I like that Todd like kisses his finger and like does a little airplane and like puts it on Vince Vaughn's mouth.
But
and
then he's just like, he's like, that's nice.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Go, please, leave me alone. So then it's the next morning and you see John just sitting at the table eating breakfast.
By himself.
Yeah.
Where the hell is everybody at this point?
I don't know. Maybe still sleeping, I guess.
I don't know. But yeah.
Because here comes Jeremy and he's just like coming down. And he's like, all right, come on. Ferry leaves in 10 minutes. We got to be on it. And he's like, no. He's like, no. He was like, the eye drops backfired. He's like, he was sick all night and she had to go tend to him.
He's like, why don't you come down and look at all the stuff?
Yeah.
Like, go have some of this stuff.
He's like, look at this scone. You tried the scones. You'd love them. He's like, no, I don't want any scones. I want to go. Like, come on. And he's like, what are you, tired? He's like, yeah, I guess I am a little tired, from the midnight rape and the naked art show that took place in my room last night. Yeah. So between there somewhere. Yeah, I didn't get any sleep. He's like, I had my own sock that I wore all day yesterday. I wore playing football, getting my ass dragged up and down the field that I was sweating in, shoved into my mouth and duct taped over it. It's like, yeah, no, I'm a little tired. We got to go.
He's like, I don't want to talk to you about this right now.
Yep.
He's like, I can't deal with this right now. You know what? I'm going to have some food.
He's like, because someone's having trouble closing. He's like, I will stay. We'll stick it out with you.
But I'm not going to eat with you.
Yeah. He's like, I'm choosing not to eat with you. And he's like, after I'm done and I'm recharged, he's like, we will talk. We're not going to talk about what happened last night because it's only going to make me mad.
But he piles a massive amount of shit on his plate. He's got bacon and eggs and muffins and like, I'm guessing what's whipped cream maybe?
Yeah. And then there was like a plate of like squared hash browns that he's throwing on. And he was like, yeah, just pop the top on that syrup and, just top me off here.
Because he loves maple syrup.
Yep.
And clearly he's having a rough week, so it wouldn't surprise me if he sprinkled a little in his hair.
Right. So he sits down and he has his back to John, but he's at the bar area in the kitchen. And John's like, hey, can I tell you something without you getting mad at me? And his mouth is just stuffed with food. And he's like, I love you.
Oh, so.
Yeah, that's right. You big guy. It's like, oh, so. So then it cuts to them. Everybody's going sailing. And they're getting on the woodwind. So when they're getting on, you hear the secretary and he was like, where's Sack? It's like, oh, he's still not feeling well. And he's like, then we sail without him. So they're sailing and John's all the way up at the front of the boat, you can see Gloria. She just has her arms wrapped around Jeremy, and everybody else is just kind of sitting on their own. The secretaries.
I kind of like that coral-colored polo he's wearing.
Yes.
That was kind of nice.
That is a nice color. A solid color.
And he's got like the purple, kind of purple-tinted aviators.
Yeah.
It looks like. Details, baby.
Details. So, he's sitting up there, and then the secretary calls out to John. He's like, John, my boy. It's like, we're tacking on winds. I need you to ease the sheets.
And
he's like, move the jib
to
move
the starboard.
Yeah. and then, you see him, and he just keeps trying to push it to the port side.
He's kicking the jib.
And it's not moving at all. So
it's
he's
not
just
how
like,
it works, man.
Yeah, so,
hey,
Gloria's just,
we're going to ease the sheet and, cut the jib.
Yeah, Claire's just laughing at him. So she goes up there, and she was like,
you need a hand?
You okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to get this jib over to starboard.
She's like, well, starboard's that way.
Yeah, he's like, I got to ease the sheets. And she was like, starboard's on this side. And he was like, oh, yeah. No, you're right. So
but
it's
funny because he's supposed to ease the sheet, but he says crease the sheet.
Yep.
Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And he's supposed to be a sailor.
Yep. So they move it over, and he's like, yeah. He's like, sorry, I'm just used to sailing down under. He's like, they do everything backwards there. He's like, even the water in the toilet, when you flush it, it goes the opposite way.
First time I saw it, it freaked me out.
Yeah, he's like, it'll really freak you out the first time you see it.
So Claire obviously knows what she's doing, so she helps out, gets it all locked into place.
Yep.
And then the senator calls him up to...
John, my boy. It's like, come man the woodwind for a while.
Yep.
He's like, on my way, Captain. And this always kind of bothered me, but I mean, it's fucking Christopher Walken. He can say whatever he wants, but he was like, take the wheel. And it's like, no captain would ever say that.
No.
It'd always be like, take the helm.
Correct.
Because that's the main part of the boat. That's how you steer. But I digress.
It's fine.
Yeah. So when they get back, as soon as they get back, they're getting off the boat, and John's talking about a beach. He was like, yeah, your dad said, there's a nice little beach around here. How could we get there? And she was like, oh, it's a nice little bike ride. Well, you hear a shotgun.
Cocking.
Yeah. And you look up, and Sack's all camouflaged up with the shotgun, and he's like, everything's ready for the quail hunt, sir.
He's all decked out in hunting gear, and, yep. So,
well, it's funny because even Claire's like, don't you think you're a little sick to be hunting? He was like, no, I'm great. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah.
He's overplaying
I love Jeremy because he's like, so Mr. Environmentalist is a hunter. Huh. I see. That's a odd combination. He was like, I hunt quail, Jeremy. They're overpopulated in the region, and they're decimating the grubworm population. You got a fucking problem with that? Yeah. It's just like, grubworms don't do anything for the for anybody.
They don't help anything.
Unless you just need a bunch of gardens destroyed. So,
but while they're out,
want the grubworm population controlled and decimated.
So his argument makes no sense. Yeah. But while they're out sailing, Sack does phone a friend because he feels suspect about what's happening with John and Jeremy. He doesn't believe they are who they say they are.
Trapster. It's Sack. Sack Master.
He's like, so, yeah.
He's like, how was the wedding? He was like,
boring.
But the bachelor party. He was like, yeah, we got Heidi and those sluts from the Habitat for Humanity. And he's like, did you tap that again?
He's like, once last night, once in the morning or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, once back at my place, once in the cab.
Yeah.
And he's
sluts.
How's Claire?
She's still trying to save the world.
One maladjusted kid at a time. He was like, yeah, but all that's going to change when we get married because I want a wife.
Not
a
martyr.
Fucking martyr. It's like, yep, that's true.
He's like, anyway, I need that attorney that we used?
The PI.
The PI. That's right. That's right. That PI that we used to, I don't remember what the hell it was for.
Yeah, like, to set up that scumbag so-and-so, and he was like, oh, the big sleazy. Yeah, he's a WAP genius.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Because there's two guys here, John and Jeremy Ryan. They got some NPO called Holy Shirts and Pants. He's like, I will look into it, my man. So, that's what he goes to do.
So that's what he's doing in that morning while everybody's out sailing.
Yes.
And so, nope, they continue on this little quail hunt.
Yep. And what's funny is I don't know who the other two young guys are that Sack is with through this movie.
Well, it was a plant. Yeah, I don't know if they're
part
like
of the family
cousins. Or they might be part of the family somehow.
Yeah. But it's funny because Sack's walking up and he was like, I don't like these two guys. But I like John and Jeremy's back and forth because he was like, you ever been hunting for one of these things? He was like, yeah, in the 16 years that I've known you. He's like, I just go off and secretly go on hunting trips. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck a quail looks like.
But it's funny because John's shotgun is like pointing right at Jeremy's head.
Yeah. He's like, why can't we like hunt something cool like eagles or
hawks
or hawks, something with talons? He's like, yeah. He goes, man, like get a grizzly. And he's like, or even another human. He's like, that'll get you jacked.
He's like, you're hunting a human right now, and he pushes his shotgun away from his face, and he like kind of does the finger motion, like he's getting his head cut off, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not like an armed human.
Yeah, he's like, but someone that's capable of surviving out here, and he's like, oh yeah, right, or like a bad guy. Yeah. Such a weird back and forth. But it's funny because, Sack tells the guys, he's like, something's not right about these guys. He was like, I think it's time to send them home. And they're like, don't do anything stupid. And he was like, nah, I'm just going to scare them.
Yeah. He's like, to the right.
Yeah. And it's funny because he has his shotgun aimed right at them. So he's like, to the right. And everybody turns and fires. Owen Wilson turns and fires. And the recoil of the shotgun throws him back. Well, Sack fires and shoots Jeremy right in the ass. Oh, right in the ass.
And I never noticed it until today. Like when he falls to his knees, I see smoke coming out of his ass.
It's just, but I love his dialogue right there because he's like, they got me. They got me.
Makes you wonder who's the they that he's referring to. He's in shock.
But it's funny because Sack's like, oh shit. And then you just see John laying there and he's like, oh shit. Because he knows that things are about to get bad on the homestead.
They got real. Seven strangers live in the same house, real world.
So when they're back at the house,
Gloria
has to attend to him because, he's hurt. He's got buckshot in his ass.
And obviously she doesn't mind because she's all about the Jeremy.
Well, what I think is great is John comes around the corner and he's like, hey, buddy. And he's like, oh, don't you hey, buddy, me. You son of a bitch. He's like, hey, well, no, we were just coming to tell you that we're going to take a quick bike ride to the beach and then we're going to come back and check on you. And he was like, oh, yeah, you're leaving me in the trenches taking grenades.
You selfish son of a bitch. But yeah, she's like pulling the buckshot out of his ass.
So, John and Claire, they go on their bike ride, and it's very kind of like when you see the bike ride, it's very, I would say like a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid kind of bike ride. Like, you got
I don't get the reference.
Playing. Yeah, well, some people will. You got the song playing in the background. You got them riding around, just trying to do little tricks on these bikes.
It's like little beach cruisers. They're not meant for... they're not mountain bikes.
Right.
But they're trying to do all these little skids and burnouts. So they're just having fun with it.
So they make it to the beach and then they just start talking. And she was like, oh, so you're a venture capitalist. What's that like? And he was like, well, it's not glamorous. Nothing to really tell. And she was like, you don't sound very enthusiastic. So he changes the subject to her and Sack.
Well, he's trying to explain it in a way where it's like, well, you think this is a good idea, but then before you realize it, like your entire life has been something completely different than what you had planned.
Right.
But he tries to flip it on her, because he's bullshitting about, who he is and what he does for a living. So he doesn't feel comfortable continuing. So yeah, that's why he wanted to flip it on her. Yeah. And she's like, well, I think things are going good. And then he pulls the same line on her.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Exactly.
Any tips?
Any tips you got? But yeah, she's you can tell that she's not overly happy. She just I've always assumed that we were going to get married, but just hasn't happened yet, or I don't remember what tangent she goes on, but he sits down on the beach and then
they're doing the little hands.
She ends up sitting
game.
down next to him. She's like, yeah, because he doesn't really want to talk about Sack.
No.
He wants to enjoy this moment that he has with Claire.
Because he's finally alone with her.
Exactly. And then as soon as he said, hold your hands out, and she's like, oh, I know this game.
Yeah.
Like, how did you know that that's what he was going to do? But it does cut back to the house, and Sack is talking to Reginald. He's like, hey, he's like, where's Claire? She's like, oh, she went down to the beach, man.
She went on the bike ride down to the beach. And he's like, who's she with? But I like when he's talking to Reginald because he was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching my stories, man. And he's like, is this what you get paid to do?
It's exactly what I get paid to do. But yeah, she's like, well, who's she with? He's like, she's with that
nice young man from the wedding that
everybody
loves.
seems to be so fond of.
Yeah. So he gets up and walks out, but just turns the TV off. Like, what a dick.
Fucking asshole.
What a dick move. Like, come on, man.
So I was half expecting him to go down to the beach to find the two of them who ended up making out with each other.
Which
they have their little moment.
But I like that, when during, I think some point in there, you see Jeremy and Gloria talking, and he was like, look, I don't really see this going past this weekend. He's finally being honest with her. And he was like, look, I know that you can be enamored because, you were a virgin when we hooked up, but you'll have like these feelings just for a little bit. And she was like, Jeremy,
I wasn't a virgin.
And he was like, what?
He's like, far from it.
Far from it. She was like, I thought just what guys wanted to hear. So now you see Jeremy
he's like, what? I got played.
Lies. So,
scandalous.
Yeah. So it shows him down in the kitchen, and the Reverend is there, and he was like, hey, Father.
Before we go into this scene, I just like the fact that after this little dialogue, as Gloria's walking out, she turns around, she's like, Jeremy.
You believe that?
She's baffled at the fact that she thought that, or that he believed this the entire time that she was a virgin. No, I wanted to point that out. But this next scene is fantastic.
So when he goes down and he sees the Father sitting there, and he was like, all right, Father, I'm going to pour you a little of the sacrament here. And he's like pouring, and he was like, come on,
get it while it's hot.
Take it while it's hot. I'm going to keep pouring until it hits the tray. It's just like, so finally the Father takes the glass, and it is full.
It's full of
all
whiskey.
the way to the top. And he's sitting there talking to him. And so he starts talking to him about what
Gloria.
has transpired with Gloria. And what's so great is he starts talking about all the things that are wrong with her, and he's like, dude, I mean, she's fucking batshit crazy. And he's like, but you know what? I kind of dig that.
It's like, I'm not perfect either.
Yeah. And then he was like, hell, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend too. It's like, yeah. And what was it? Shlomo? Was this
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. And he was just like, and God bless it. He was like, we would play checkers every day, and he always let me win.
Shlomo would always let me win. He's like, but let me ask you. He's like, do you ever get horny?
Yeah. It was like, what do you do about it? And he was like, I pray. Like,
he goes into more detail on that, but we don't have to get there. We don't have to go there. But I do notice another continuity thing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It always seems to be with drinks, with beverages. Because there is the scene when they were playing the touch football game where Kat, she's got a full drink, and right after Jeremy gets pummeled to the ground, it cuts to a close-up, and she's got a full drink in her hand. But then it goes to the wide shot, and it's like almost completely empty. Yeah. Same thing happened here with this scene too. His glass is full of whiskey. And then, before the end of the scene, it shows like maybe an inch left in the glass. So clearly this wasn't whiskey. It was probably like iced tea or something.
Well, I mean, the Reverend, I know, probably gets drunk because he goes and tells...
On occasion.
But he goes and you don't see it, but you just assume because, Claire and John are getting back from their bike ride and they're walking up to the house and you hear a gunshot. And Claire's even trying to ask, she was like, oh, well, you and your brother and everything. He's like, well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Not that big of a deal, but figured I should bring it up. And you kind of tell like he's about to say, hey, look, Jeremy's not my brother. We're business partners. I'm not, and he's just going to come clean because I guess you're just kind of guessing he's fallen for her after knowing her for 48 hours.
Right.
Because that's how it happens in movies. Well,
they cut out the bullshit.
Yeah. So you hear a gunshot, and then that's when you see Jeremy running out of the house. He's like, she's got a gun, run! So he's like running out, and here comes Nana with the shotgun, and he was like, you got to get that fucking gun away from her, man. So...
yeah, you were thinking it was going to be Sack or something.
Yeah. So that's when, they start talking, and he was like, no. He's like, well, what's going on? And, John's like, I don't know. I just got here. I'm trying to play catch up myself. And then, Sack had already received a call from his friend, Trapster, and told him about what was going on. And he was like, no. He's like, they've lied to you. He's like, they're not brothers with a... NPO. He was like,
they crash weddings.
They crash weddings
to
so
sleep
they can
with
sleep
women.
with women. And then she's like, is that true? And he's like, well, it's complicated. And she was like, no, it's a yes or no question. Like, is it true? And he's like, and she was like, yes or no. And he's like, yes. With shades of gray. I think what's really great is the secretary at this point's like, yeah, had me going. Like he was going to sit there and look and be like, I was going to nominate you. I was going to kick Sack out of the family and nominate you to just come right in. But you fooled us. Yeah. You fooled us all. Disappointed. Like that's how it kind of seemed like it might have been going. But what's funny is Jeremy looks at the priest and he was like, I told you that in confidence. I was a confession. It's just like, but the priest is just like, oh, well, I mean, oops. Sorry.
Loose lips sink ships. And there is
or
a
get
ferry.
People shot.
And there is a ferry leaving in 10 minutes, and they suggest that they get on it.
Yeah, and then, but I like Todd at this point because he just has his one last little line where he's like, Jeremy tried to seduce me, and everyone looks at him, and he was like, I want my painting back. And
it makes you wonder if they actually believe that.
Yeah. But it's so funny because he looks at him, and he's like, I want my painting back. And he's like, no, I'm taking the painting with me. It was a gift.
It's a gift, Todd. But then Todd gets this look like,
okay, wow,
he's
so
glad
excited.
that he wants it. Yeah.
So they have to, leave because they have to go and get on the ferry.
Things take a turn for the worse, at least for John, because he really...
Well, because I like Jeremy because he's looking at Gloria before they're leaving, and he's just like, look, I'm not perfect.
She's like, but let's face it, neither are you. She's like, I love you.
Yeah, and he's like,
she walks away.
But I think it's funny because he mouths to her. He's like, I want you. And she's like, I love you. And then...
But I love the fact that this revelation didn't deter the two of them from continuing what they had.
Yeah. Which you don't find out until 10 minutes later. But it's supposed to be going through months and months and months of...
Well, you kind of know that it is because... John's going through a deep kind of depression.
Yeah, because he just lost the girl he loves. She's going to marry Sack, who just sucks.
He sucks ass.
Yes. This Sack.
He's horrible, this Sack. But you do see there is a scene in the office where Jeremy's talking on the phone. He's like, all right, I want you to take those little panties, roll them into a ball, and then put that ball into your mouth.
It's like,
you can only assume that he's talking to Gloria.
Yeah. He's like, God, that's so good.
But John doesn't know about this.
Yeah. So John comes in and he was like, yep. Okay. Yeah. So I am definitely going to be calling you back. Thanks, Larry. And he hangs up and he's like, God, you ever knock?
But I think it's been almost a year because you see the sleeping bag again. No, not yet. No, not yet. I'm jumping the gun here.
Yeah. But you see, he even says it's been months. He was like, it's been months. She hasn't returned any of your phone calls. She hasn't returned any of the letters.
You bought her a kitten?
Yeah, and he was like, and God, the fucking Candygram she never responded to. And he was like, and I know, he was like, you got her a baby kitten. He was like, I don't know what became of that. He was like, because I know she didn't keep it. And I know you're not raising that goddamn thing.
Right.
So, but it's funny because you see John and he was like, because he finally has an in, like, oh, I know how I can see her. And Jeremy keeps telling him, like, dude, you have to give it up. Like, you're obsessed with this and you have to stop. So he tells him, he's like, God, your fucking negativity. It's your fucking negativity and it's bringing me down. He's like, I'm more of an idea man. He was like, so I need some support for this. And he was like, look, there's going to be Secret Service at this thing. They have our pictures. And he was like, you're so worried. He's like, I'm 2 steps ahead of you and 10 steps ahead of Secret Service. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you really are, buddy.
It's like, it's a 46 long or whatever.
The Baba Ganoush special. He's like, we're waiters.
But their faces don't look any different.
Yeah, exactly. So he was like, come on, meet me there at 7:30. He was like, fine, whatever. But he keeps telling him, like, during that, he was like, you've been gone for months. He was like, I never know where you are. It's like, I can never get in touch with you. So he's just going off dating because that's, that's what he does. He fell in love with her.
Yeah.
So, they meet, or they don't meet. John shows up at the reception that night, banging on the back door, and the door opens, and Reginald, the butler, is there. And he's like, how do I look? And he's like, oh, you look good, man. He's like, where's your friend? And he's like, late as usual. So he goes in, he's like, is Claire here? And he's like, oh, yeah, she's here.
She's looking fine.
She's looking fine, man. So he goes in and he's just puttering around in the kitchen because he's, trying to play the part of a waiter. Then he goes to the door and he sees Claire dancing with her father.
Out of nowhere, Sack just appears on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
And so John's taken by surprise.
Yep.
And then they end up, Sack gathers his buddies and
I think it's funny because you see John like flying in the air, like landing in the middle of the street. And then a couple guys go and pick him up. And Sack just, gets a couple shots in, tells him, you ever come near my fiance again? And I'll kill you. And then I think his buddy Trap was like, all right, one more, Sack, then we'll go.
Did you see the... Yeah. So, yeah. But I think it's strange because Sack is supposed to be the epitome of like the alpha male.
Right.
But he needs his buddies to hold John while he's beating the shit out of him.
Well, yeah. And see, that's how you become the alpha male.
Such bullshit.
It's a horrible way to become alpha male.
So yeah, he gets one last hit in. John crumbles to his knees, and then as they're walking back in, Sack puts his coat back on. Did you see the rack
on that bartender?
He's like, "You're the Sack man. She'll come to you."
Goddamn right she will.
But yeah, this doesn't help John's situation. Yeah. It gets worse. He starts crashing weddings on his own.
Well, John goes to Jeremy's because he's like trying to find out where the hell were you tonight? I just got my fucking ass kicked and you were nowhere to be found.
He walks in on him and Gloria.
Yeah, and that's when you find out him and Gloria have been seeing each other.
Yes, they were doing the horizontal polka, but vertically.
Yes. So he's like, oh shit. So he runs out and he's like, John, no. He's like, you have to wait up, man. I got to talk to you. He's like, I'm not going to follow you down the whole fucking street. He was like, I'm sorry. He's like, I wanted to tell you. I tried to figure out a way numerous times to tell you. He's like, but, I never had a chance. And so he's just like, oh, yeah, rule number 15. You're a fucking idiot. He's like, no, you're wrong to pull out the rule book on this one. There's no rule about this. He's like, you never walk away from a fellow crasher like in a funny jacket. And then he's just like, oh, yeah, no, rule 115. It's like, you're an asshole. So
I like how he stumbles over that.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't say rule number 115. He's like 1 foot 15.
115. You're an asshole. So then
I can make up rules too.
Yeah. So John continues his spiral downwards. And Jeremy is, it seems like he's in a really good place, which is funny because at the beginning of the movie, you would never think that Jeremy would be the one that found someone, fell in love, and was going to go through all this.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So he is, talking with Gloria, and it shows Sack and Claire trying to set up their wedding, like get everything ready for that. Sack seems like he couldn't be any less interested than he already is in this whole thing. And she even tries to play like the hand slapping game with him at one point, and he's like, don't you get enough attention? Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I going to play this game with you? Like, this is stupid, childish, almost. So, and you can tell that she's like, I don't really want to go through this because this is just terrible. So,
like, I don't know why she just didn't break it off. After the whole feeling vulnerable scene, I would have ended it right then and there.
Yeah, exactly. As many logical people would. But then you have Jeremy who proposes to Gloria. And I love that because he's telling her, he's like, I think I'm really ready to have this relationship, go up to the next level. And she was like, oh my God, yeah, me too. And then she was like, do you want to see me with another girl? And he's like, wait, what?
How about the Brazilian twins?
Yeah, that we met at the ball game. And he's like, what? I was thinking more along the lines of like an engagement, but I really like where you're at.
It's like, oh, Jeremy. But if that's what you want to do, I mean, then
it's like then I'm down for it. Like, okay. And then, she's, ecstatic. She says yes to the marriage.
I do.
Yeah. But then you see, Jeremy, and he's trying to get in touch with John. Like, he's gone by his place. He's called him. And God, when he calls him, so funny because of the answering machine. It's John. He's like, this is John. Whatever. I kind of have a feeling that's Owen Wilson's real voicemail. This is Owen. Whatever.
I kind of want to do that for mine now, just because I can.
So, John's crashing weddings by himself.
Badly.
Yeah, very, very badly. I mean, it's a complete 180 from the beginning of the movie where he was the light of the party. This one here, it seems like he's probably been arrested a few times.
He's become like the Debbie Downer of wedding crashing.
Yes. Like the bride is throwing the bouquet in the middle of all these girls, and he runs in and grabs it and then throws it out. Then he does that table trick with the cloth, but like everything spills, and he's like, "Ha! You get it!"
He's on stage with the live band playing, and then he like takes a stage dive into the drum
Everybody
set.
Shout now! And then falls over. It's like, gee, like, oh my God.
He's reading a book called like "Don't Jump," because he's gotten to that point where he needs help. He's contemplating ending things.
And then there's a knock on the door. And it's Jeremy, his best friend. He's like, well, can't let a little pissing and moaning ruin a tradition. It's like, it's your birthday, so I'm here. He's like, oh, yeah, that is today. So he comes in and he was like, I see you've been doing some reading. I was like, no, it's not mine. It's like, oh, who's it? I bought it for a friend. So they start talking and he was like, look, I mean, come on, I've missed you. And they finally make up. And it's just like, wow, okay. And he's like, wow. He's like, come on, let's get this place cleaned up. He was like,
it looks like a mosh pit in here or something like that.
Well, I think what's great is Vince Vaughn says a really good line. And if you're not really paying attention to it, you don't catch it. But right when they like agree and he was like, they go to give each other a hug, he was like, come here, let the big bear get his paws on you. I had never noticed it until recently. So, they're all happy and giddy again. And it's like, they're best friends.
But then Jeremy reveals the real reason why he wanted to come over.
Hey, I'm getting married. And he's like, get out. Get out.
This does not bode well.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, no, here I am. Reading Don't Kill Yourself books. He's like, you said the book wasn't even yours. He's like, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not.
I bought it for a friend. I read a couple pages or something.
Yeah, it really clicked. So, he's trying to tell him like, hey, you're going to get your ass to that wedding. And he was asking him, he's like, well, what have you been doing? He's like, I've been crashing weddings. And he was like, oh, by yourself? And he was like, no, with Chaz. So
he's like, you don't even know Chaz.
He's like, yeah, no, I met him. He's a great guy. So they have another falling out. But, Jeremy is still telling him like, no, you're coming to my wedding. Like, end of story. You're going to be my best man. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, he's his beste Schmitch.
Yeah. So, that's when you see John and he goes over to Jeremy's but not Chaz's place because you're just like, okay, so he is going to find out like, oh, well, I do need a partner because I am getting in this slump and I need to feel like I'm back on top. So he goes over to Chaz's, knocks on the door, and this little old lady answers and she's like, yeah, and he was like, is Chaz home? And she turns around, she's like, Chaz, there's someone here for you. And then she kicks a skateboard and she was like, pick up your fucking skateboard.
I love it.
I know.
He's like, you got Betty Boop playing on this old school like tube TV in the background. And then you see the silhouette of a gentleman coming down the stairs.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard to tell who it is. I mean, I remember when I first saw the movie, I was like, ooh, who could this be?
Oh, yeah, I was intrigued.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, it could be anybody. It could be Pierce Brosnan or Pierce Brosnan. Like, oh, man. But as he emerges from the shadows into the light, it is none other than Will Ferrell. And I love his opening line because he just walks up and he's like, what the fuck do you want? And he's got nunchucks around his neck that he's holding on to. And he's like, hey, I'm John Beckwith. I'm friends with Jeremy Gray. And he's like, oh,
why didn't
bring
you
it
say
in, brother.
so?
He's like, why didn't you say anything? I almost nunchucked you. You don't even know.
He's like, how's my young Padawan or whatever he calls
my
him?
young protege.
He's like, oh, he's getting married. He's like, what?
Oh, what an idiot. What a loser. Good for him.
More for me and you.
I do like the girl that comes out of nowhere and she's like, hey, I gotta go. He's like, yeah, sure, babe.
You do what you have to do.
Yeah. He gets up and, kisses her and he's like, you stay strong. So she leaves and he's like, man, he's like, look at her. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you still got it. And he's like, just living the dream.
Just look at her.
Yeah, look at her. Just look at her. Just look at her. So
he's like, yeah, I was
he's like, I got her yesterday.
He's like, I was riding my bicycle by a cemetery.
Well, what I thought was great is like, yeah, I got her yesterday. And then I love John because he's like, yesterday. It's like,
he's into it.
What? Yesterday. It's like, yeah, I rode my bike over to the local cemetery. Her boyfriend had just died. And he was like, met her at a funeral? He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, well, I'll throw in a wedding every now and again. He's like, but funerals are where it's at. Grief is Mother Nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
But like how
it's true. I looked it up.
But I like how he's like, yeah, her boyfriend died in like a hang gliding accident. He's like, I guess.
What an idiot.
Yeah. He's like filming is like, oh, hey, I'm hang gliding. Oh, I'm dead.
How did he take the picture? Oh, I'm dead. It's like, what a loser.
So fucked up.
He's like, hey, I got another one on Saturday.
He's like, you're coming
with. Ma, the meatloaf. We want it. He's like, the meatloaf. Oh, what's she doing back there?
I never know what she's doing.
I never know what she's doing
back there.
So then it shows him at the funeral.
Well, at first John's like hesitant. He's like, you know what? I don't know,
if
man.
I'm ready for that.
That's a funeral?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't, just not sure if I'm ready.
But it shows him at the funeral.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty decent girl on his arm and she's crying and he's just standing there like, I don't know who this is. And this seems wrong.
He feels
Very
wrong. You could tell he doesn't feel right about the situation, but then Chad's crying like
yeah, Chaz is
overkill.
Oh my gosh, he suffers. Damn you, Roger! Damn it! Damn you! And nobody around him
Nobody's
is like,
reacting.
Okay, hang on. And it's like, damn it, Roger! But I like because he looks over it at Johnny's like and starts winking
and pelvic thrusting.
Like, damn it, Roger! Damn you!
Damn you. It's just he gets louder
and
louder.
Oh my God! Time will heal this. Damn it!
Something about this kind of makes John realize he's being a little unreasonable.
Yeah, and he looks over it, and he sees the grieving widow, and that's when I think it really clicks with him. Like, man, I have to.
She
do
lost
something
somebody who
that she really was in love with, and I mean, and we've all been there. We've all lost people that you really love and everything, and it's hard. And I think that, that hit him in another way where it's like, I need to go see my friend. He's getting married. So he ends up going to Jeremy's wedding, which has already taken place. And when he comes into I almost said when he comes into the theater, when he comes into the church, this is a big, heavy door. I mean, you can tell it's heavy and it looks like he's trying to shut it quietly and just maybe sneak into a back pew or something. Well, the door, I guess, has like half an inch still to close. So it slams shut.
Everybody
turns around and he's just like, Secret Service comes out of nowhere. And then that's when Jeremy's like, hey, no, he's the best man. So he makes his way down the aisle up to the altar to stand there. I like when he gets up there, he's like, hey, I'm real sorry about everything. He's like, I'm really happy for you. And he's like, all right, that's good. Just stand here. And he's like, yeah, I'm real sorry that I called you a hillbilly. I don't know where that came from. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. And he's like, yeah, and I called you white trash. He's like, I don't even know what that means. It's like, it's fine.
Can we just get on with it?
Yeah. But I like it because he turns around and he's like, hi, Todd.
And Todd is he's up there standing awkward. He looks weird in this penguin suit.
Yes.
Because he actually looks like the Penguin from Gotham. Same hair and everything. So,
that's when, they're commencing on with the wedding, but John is trying to talk to Claire.
Who's one of the bridesmaids.
Yes. And, he's trying to apologize. And it's funny because he's like, I'm here for the wedding. That's it. He's like, I'm not going to bother you.
She's like, okay.
Look, I'm really sorry about what happened. I really wanted to tell you, but, I'm not. Maybe we can, maybe after, but not right now. You look really beautiful, by the way.
That's the last thing I'm going to say.
That's the last thing I'm going to say. It's, God, I've missed you.
He can't let it go. Yeah. And then she has enough. She's like, I need to walk away.
Yeah. So she goes to walk away and he's like, wait, hang on. Claire, he's like, I just need to talk to you,
She's like, I haven't had a moment to explain what went on, like what's going on here.
Yeah, and he was like, and every time we got alone, or I wanted to get you alone, something would come up, and I couldn't tell you. He's like, I wanted to tell you. So, he's coming clean to her in front of God and everybody, literally.
In front of Korean Jesus.
Yep. So, man, leave Korean Jesus alone. He ain't got time for your problems. He's busy dealing with Korean shit. So he explains to her what happened, and, he was like, look, I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm just asking you not to marry him. And I love Zach because he's sitting there. He's like, wow.
Well, he's like, I just want to see if you wanted to take a walk.
Yeah.
Maybe take a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Zach.
Wow. It's like,
nobody here in the congregation cares about how depressing your life is, John.
So he's like, all right, Claire, get back up on the altar so we can have a fucking wedding. She's like, no. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't marry you. And he's like, secretary, I'll talk some sense into her. And he's like, look,
Sack,
I liked you. He's
like, I liked you, so I put up with your stories
about scallops
and otters.
And otters. He's like, but I'm going with my daughter on this one. And I just love it because he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, you don't know shit. It's like, Claire, get back up on the altar. And she's like, no. And he's like, Claire, get your fucking ass up on that altar now.
And then he's like, this is a nice little preview of what marriage is going to be like with Ike Turner here.
I love that right before he jumps over the podium or the pew or whatever to run up to kick John's ass yet again, he grabs his necktie and throws it over his shoulder like it's a cape or something.
It's his move. Because he did it earlier when he was fighting him out.
Yeah, he did it in the second fight. He had his necktie and he threw it over his shoulder. Not sure why.
Only for one hit, though.
Yeah, it was so great.
But as he runs up to pelt John, John's just like,
okay,
here it comes.
Here it comes again.
Out of nowhere, Jeremy just hits him with the left hook or the left jab.
Yeah, you have to imagine that it's just nothing but months and months and months and maybe even over a year of frustration from the football game.
Right.
It's just like, here's my payback.
This is my moment. And I didn't peg Vince Vaughn for a southpaw, but he floors him.
Yeah. I mean, when he nails it, it's funny too because he's like, share that with a Dalai Lama, you jackass.
I love it.
So he goes up there and, they get married and everything. And then Claire and John end up together. And as they're leaving, it's funny because they all get in the car and they're driving away, which I'm not really sure why Claire and John went with them. Seems like they could have just got their own ride somewhere else.
That is a good question.
Yeah, they just hopped right in the car with them. Like, okay,
maybe they're not going on a honeymoon.
Yeah, and then someone, I think someone said that they were hungry, and then Vince Vaughn or Jeremy kind of joking around. He's like, Gucci Moore wedding 3:00.
How would he know? Because he's been dating Gloria for months. So
I don't know, man.
Like,
still want to crash a wedding every now and again.
So John's like, well, they would have good tempura.
And he sits there and he was like, nah, we're just kidding. He's like, we don't even have a backstory.
And then out of nowhere, Claire's like, all right, we're a family of folk singers from Salt Lake City.
But it's funny because I like Vince Vaughn because he's looking in the rearview mirror and he's like, yes, we are. It's like, why is he agreeing with it? John should be the one that's like, yeah, we are, baby. Damn right we are.
Well, I mean, that just kind of solidified the fact that, everybody's on board here.
Yep.
And I think that was kind of a good way to end the movie there.
It was a great ending.
But I'd like to see what happened after that. Did they, they all end up getting married?
Yeah, I want to know
they
if
just continued crashing weddings as a group.
I mean, and I've asked myself questions like this before when it comes to other movies. And this one here would be a prime example. It'd be like, are Gloria and Jeremy still married? I mean, who knows?
Did they?
I mean, they got married.
Did they bring in the Brazilian twins?
Yeah. I mean, they got married and pretty much in economic decline. I mean, so money obviously, is probably a lead into people getting divorced. So you got to wonder, were they able to survive?
I don't know. Money never seemed to be a factor when they were courting.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you could even call it a courtship.
Her father's the Secretary of the Treasury, damn it.
Money is not an issue at all.
We had to sell one of our plantations. It's ridiculous.
Disgrace.
Well, that is Office Space, everyone.
No, wait, what?
No. I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
Oh, I'm paying attention.
That was Wedding Crashers.
It was.
Such a great movie.
It really was. But you know what we have to do?
You got to tease the next episode.
I know. I have to find it.
Oh, I was going to say, shit, I can tease it because, I mean, I have it right here.
I see it. I see it.
All right.
I mean, if you want to start, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
No, you better go ahead and do it. I don't know this movie all that well.
That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace. Speaking from experience.
No, you're not.
Nope. No, I'm not. But a friend of mine and her got it on.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But you can imagine what it'd be like if they did. That's all. That's all we're gonna give you.
So great,
and that is plenty. Well, this has been a longer one, but I think it was well worth it.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it's a great. It's such a great movie, and we left stuff out.
We did leave stuff out.
I mean, but I think that stuff that we leave out, I think that is hopefully an enjoyment for people when they go back to watch it.
Stuff that you're not expecting.
Yeah.
But thanks for sticking with us, and we appreciate your continued support.
Yes.
Until next time, Quotable Nation,